this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. Don't wanna live in a world without you. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just you. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just you. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Give it to me like world without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing on another strange Spurs day? I mean, one thing I think we can definitely say with this one is basically the picture I have done here. This is Russian roulette at its best. Why the fuck have Spurs gone for a manager that nobody even thought of? What the hell is going on? This is a gamble and a half. Do I think it's a bad decision? I suppose time will tell. I think it's going to be interesting. And the way Spurs have gone for quite this random fella, for me, it's got Paratici written all over this. This is a gamble. This is going to be the one that could keep us up, get us relegated. Some don't think we can go down. Some do think we can go down. Some don't think we can go down. And we go and get a random manager like this, who's got a little bit of history to him. But I suppose we take it as it comes now. It is what it is. Ben, my man, how are we doing?
I'm more depressed than ever, mate. Thank you very much for asking. How are you, my man?
Oh, surely it can't be that bad.
Really? It can't be? Oh, it can. I can assure you it can. I'm blown away, mate. I don't even know where to begin on that. But let's bring in the lovely ladies first and we'll get to it, shall we?
Ellie, how are we doing?
I'm all right, man. It's just like a circus, isn't it, at our club? It's like the clowns are running the show. And I had to Google this man, right? I didn't really know him because he's not like a big name in Croatia, right? Obviously he played for the national team, but he's not like a star player. That's what I meant. Not a big name. He's not a star player. He was a defender, wasn't he?
He was a good player. Yeah.
6'4" defender. I read up about him because I've done a Danny Rose. And he was very successful as a player, but only one cup as a manager. And he's always been like a bit part manager. He's not really had a solid managerial career up to date. So I'm waiting to see what happens. Look, it's a shit show already. It can't get any worse, can it? Can it?
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Can't get worse. Mia, how are we tonight?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Like Ellie, I had to kind of look up a bit about him. But what's interesting is that for Udinese, he actually kept them up. So I'm wondering if that's part of the reason, because he seems to be a short-term manager in general. So it's quite interesting that it was him that we chose, that seems to not mind doing a short-term stint somewhere. So I'm thinking that could be the thinking behind it.
Maybe that is the reason. So I'm going to say hello to a couple on the side, and then we will just get to the fucking point, basically. Nugget, big up Dan, Benji, and everyone. How we doing, fella? Hope you're good, mate. And Destiny, good evening. Good evening to you too, mate. Hope all's cool on your side. And Sonny, wicked intro. First time I've seen it. Go on. No, it's about the 5th time it's been on. Ben done the graphics on it and everything. Brilliant job on it. I sent him a couple of pictures to it. And I've done the music for it, basically, and it worked pretty well. But Ben's the one who deserves the credit for that one. He done the hard work on that one. And Jorgen S, I presume that says, it's up to the gods now. Too right, it's up to the gods. I mean, are there gods in football?
We hope so.
They don't ever seem to be on our fucking side, do they? But yeah, I suppose you're right, mate. I can't really argue with that one. Henry, big up panel, big up to you too, mate. And Wayne as well. Good evening, gentlemen. I wouldn't go as far as that one, but evening, fella. And Nugget also saying, very odd appointment. And yet again, the season hangs on hopes and prayers. Yeah. And also saying, good evening.
I'm going to church.
I think we need more than church with this one. I think this one we're going to have to go sell our souls to the fucking devil, mate. And Nugget also saying, don't speak too soon, Ellie. It can always get worse. Of course it can. Scott, big up Danny. Big up to you too, fella. Sem also saying, evening. All evening to you too, mate. With Billy saying, big up Dan, and we are staying up. Hopefully we are. And also Quiz, good evening, mate, and good evening, panel. Right. I mean, for me, I've been saying for a while, if we don't pull our finger out our ass, we're going to be in a relegation battle and we stand a chance of going down. And I said about 4 months ago, we need to be really careful now because we're going to end up in a relegation the way Frank's going. It didn't look like it then, but I just thought it's going to keep on slipping because I see what happened with Ange. And lo and behold, here the fuck we are. Do we want to be here? Of course we don't. Were we expecting to be here? I think quite a few people saw it, but just didn't want to believe it as such. And here we are. We might be 5 points clear, but we are in a relegation fight. And we have just gone and got ourselves a manager that most people didn't even fucking know about. Now, the only reason I knew about him is because I follow Serie A and also knew him as a player. He was a good player, especially at Juventus. I liked him. He's about 6'4", don't take no shit, gets stuck into a game. And he's got a very forward, in-your-face attitude. And I like that. I mean, I think I'm going to ask it here, like, why we went for him. And just another couple to say hello to. Lisa Davis, how we doing? Big up Dan, Benji, Ellie, Mia, and the chat. Best intro on YouTube. Indeed it is. Yeah. I won't say what I think is the worst. Laugh out loud. Scott also saying, Destiny, he's good, you know. And Eli also saying, big up everyone. Big up to you too. Destiny also saying, he's magic, don't you know? Right. So, Ben, I'll come to you, mate. Why the hell have we gone for this person, do you think? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? What the fuck is going on?
I mean, I don't really know where to start. Igor Tudor. Let's hope he doesn't find that Igor, whatever his name is. Let's hope he doesn't find the third door because I'm pretty sure that leads to the fucking championship. Look, listen, I've had people say to me all day, you know, what do you think? What do you think? You know, and I've been asked, do I think we're going to get relegated? At this point, now I'm 60-40 that we're getting relegated.
Oh, that's down a bit from last night, Ben.
Oh no, mate, I know it ain't good. If you don't know anything about this guy, let me paint a picture. So look, we know he's playing days. He was a fairly decent player, whatever.
I think he was better than fairly decent. I think he was actually a good player.
Yeah, no, all right, fair play. Look, he was a good player, but let's get to his managerial career. Where do we start? So he's managed in Italy, France, and Turkey. Okay.
And Greece.
Has he managed in Greece as well?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I wasn't aware of that. Now let's have a quick look. Galatasaray, when he was in charge of Galatasaray, they had a historical nine obviously their league trophies in a row, and he was hired for the 10th, and the board lost faith and sacked him. So that was the end of his story in Turkey. And then let's move on to Juventus. He lost Well, he didn't lose. He didn't get a win in 8 games for Juventus. Now that's something Juventus haven't
He
seen.
won his first.
He's listen. No. His final 8 games.
Oh,
his
final 8 games.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
his
thought
final.
you said first.
Yeah. His final 8 games, he could not
It went a
get a
bit
win.
downhill.
So he went 4 draws.
He saved
and-
Lazio's ass.
Oh,
He
no,
saved
no,
Lazio.
yeah, that's fine. He did 4 draws and 4 losses. Now let me tell you something. Juventus haven't seen that sort of form since 2009. That is their worst run since 2009.
They ain't
I mean,
for a while though, mate.
look,
Juventus ain't been Juventus for about 10 years.
Of course, but that's not exactly all inspiring, is it? For me, anyway. But look, so there's that. I mean, as far as his style goes, it's a high demanding, high pressure, high line style. We've seen that before. Bit concerning. So again, it's something I'm a tad worried about. You know, he's going to get into these players. He's going to demand as much as you possibly can from them. Are these players going to react well to that? I don't know. There is one stat though I've got that may give people hope. Here it is. Every time he's gone to a club, he has started really well. So if that gives you hope, then God be with you, because right now I don't think he's going to be with us.
So go on, Ellie. What's your opinion on this one?
Well, let's put it this way. He's going into a baptism of fire, isn't he? The North London derby, the one we all want to win. They battered us at their ground 4-1. So we're up against it. They're in form. Okay, they had a little blip last night against Brentford. They didn't get the win, but they still drew. So they say if you don't lose, at least, if you don't win, at least get a point, right? Don't lose it, right? So I just feel like it's a bit of a panic. We always do things with a bit of a panic, right? And I think we could have scouted the market a little bit more just to see what else was out there to compare it with this guy. Because this guy's CV as a manager, it doesn't read like strong. He might be a strong character and a strong player, but when it comes down to the managerial part of things, I'm quite worried, right? And he hasn't got no Premiership experience. I thought we would go for somebody who's got that be there, done it, got the T-shirt sort of thing, you know. And I'm worried because I don't want to go down to the Championship because it's shit. It really is. I've been to QPR's grand and it's a dump. Sorry, QPR fans, your grand is a dump, right? So I don't want to be going to these dumpy grands. And also, I don't want to. We're going to lose a lot of players because they don't want to go down to the Championship, and it'll be a whole new real. To tell you the truth, right? It might be good in one sense because it'll be a whole new real rebuild, and we haven't rebuilt since day dot. We haven't built anything since Enoch and been here.
There's no rebuild with it, Ellie. We haven't built anything. So
we haven't built
any rebuild.
But it is a project, though. Come on now.
We haven't built anything. That's end of. We haven't, right? We've been sliding down since Poch left. All right, Poch didn't win anything, but he took us to new heights, right? I wish he'd got us over the line. Then we could have said, well, at least he got us one trophy, but he didn't, right? So I'm just worried, guys. I'm worried because it's a worrying time because Enoch, they make big mistakes and we've seen it. And I just hope this one is not another one of them.
Well, I don't think they can afford that to be. Mia, go for goal.
So I'm not going to hop on your doom and gloom train that you're all on right now, right? Because I think this is actually...
I ain't a doom and gloom train.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, not you, but Benji over there just making me want to like down a bottle or something, and I don't even drink. Do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean, lied to you?
No, hold up. You forgot to mention in his CV that he actually did get Marseille to 3rd place, and he actually kept, like I said, Udinese up from relegation. So there, And that's it. So what I'm trying to say to you, you're reading out all the negatives of his CV without actually considering some of the positives. I'm not saying he is the man. We have to wait and see. Thomas Frank, we was on a hide into nothing. If you keep banging your head against the wall and then wonder why you've got a big lump on your head, then you're just stupid. And that's what we were basically doing by keeping Thomas Frank. And I think actually what people are missing is if we took longer to get somebody, everybody would be going, oh my God, why haven't we got a manager in before Arsenal? This is ridiculous. Rah, rah. So actually, I'm not trying to say they're anything decent because I don't think this board have got a bloody clue. But at least they've actually made a decision and actually got somebody in who's a strong personality who could maybe whip these players into shape a little bit and be like, hold up a minute, I'm not taking any of your coming in late nonsense or doing balloons nonsense, all this like jazz. That's not what we do. And he's a short-term manager. He's known for short-term. So actually, is he not, like I just said at the beginning, probably a good fit? If he's going to play well, we don't know. His type of football is quick, is man-to-man pressing and getting the ball quickly, moving
It's
it forward quickly. Yeah, counter-attacking.
Counter-attacking. He usually plays with a 3-4-2-1.
Yeah, and I don't know
That's what
if
he did
like
at Juve anyway.
with the players, I'm not sure how we're going to jiggle stuff about, but all I will say is that I think he can get better out of the players that we've got because I just don't think Thomas Frank wanted to attack at all. So I would be happy just to see us attacking, if I'm honest.
Do you think it just got to the point with Thomas Frank, like a couple of managers, let me start again, like a couple of players actually said, like the I'll put it as just blunt as it is, like the little pricks like to do all of a sudden open their mouth and come out when the manager goes or whatever. It was down to the manager. I mean, a few of them did basically say that he didn't exactly get us hyped up. Weren't the exact words, but that's what they basically said. One thing we can't deny, even though I personally, I got it totally wrong. He was my third choice. I was quite happy to get him in and that. And in that aspect, you've got to admit that what we've seen and everything, I think the word to use is Thomas Frank. He had the charisma of a piece of cardboard, basically. Yeah? I mean, a piece of cardboard probably chat up a woman and turn her on better than he would. No, he wasn't. I mean, looks don't come into it. I mean, a car crash, yes, he looked like it, but that's irrelevant. What it comes down to is the fact that you can understand he did not have the charisma for it, yeah? And some players need that in a manager. Now, one thing with this fella, if he's anything like he was as a player, and I've seen him about 7 or 8 times at Juventus as the manager there, and on the sideline, he's actually quite loud and everything from what I remember, but as a player, I remember this fella don't take no shit. He used to get stuck into games good. He's about 6'4", built like a brick shithouse. Now, you have someone like Thomas Frank coming in, looking like something out of Harry Potter, with about as much charisma as Harry Potter, and then you have someone like that walk in. Are you going to turn around and listen more just on the sheer charisma side of it, just on the sheer threat side of it, just on the sheer look of it as such? Or are the players going to just have their usual dickhead attitude like a lot of our players do have? I mean, as a player, he was a very good player. I remember him and I did like him. He was playing for Croatia when Croatia was actually a very good team, in my opinion.
Joe, I will say, Dan, I think that body language says a lot. Yeah, I think like body language says a lot. So when someone walks in up tall, big, like looks a bit like he does look a little bit intimidating. Like he does look like you wouldn't want to mess with him. So I think that charisma, that is not even, I think even that presence of walking in a big guy who don't take no nonsense, I think is going to make the players stand up and think, oh, okay, this is different. This is somebody, you know what I mean, else that obviously, like, you know, there's going to be like a bit different to how we've been used to. So yeah, I think so. I think that the whole body language, the way that he carries himself, and he is known to be quite ferocious in what he expects from players, and the way he puts it comes across. So he's never actually, I don't think, really fallen out with players. It's more the board that he's fallen out with. So obviously players tend to take notice of him. They do tend to sort of take notice and not really fall out with him. So obviously he garners respect from players, which is good.
Yeah. And with that, I mean, Bennett, what you're saying here to Alex, Paratici ain't here anymore. Why you make it? No, mate, this has got fucking Paratici written all fucking over it. Just because he's at Fiorentina, I bet you he would have still been able to do a favour at Spurs to get his mate a job as such. This has got Paratici written over it to the hilt, mate, all the way to it. So Alex ain't chatting no shit here, yeah? And Alex, if you want to come on, mate, just send me a message and I'll send you a link. If this is Paratici all over. I mean, Levy ain't here, so you can't put it on him. This one is Paratici 1,000,000%. I bet my fucking house.
Oh yeah, no.
This
They basically
all the way.
they found his little black book and went, oh yeah, he said he liked him, didn't he? Oh yeah, we'll get him in. That's basically what they've done. Vinay and Lange, the pair of whatsits that they are.
Them two dickheads ain't going to make no decision for
They
themselves,
can't.
innit?
So to
can't.
be clear, look, gloves off a little bit here. I'm going to come after you, Mia, and you, Destiny 5. I'm keeping an eye on that chat. So you and Destiny 5 are quietly confident about this guy because
I mean,
I want to ask you. Go on.
go on.
Look,
Yeah, no,
I wanted to ask you a question, mate. Look.
Go on.
If that's the case, and I need you to be really honest with me, and you, Destiny 5, before today, were either of you aware that he was even a manager?
No, but just because I wasn't,
Eugene,
just
if
because I
you want to
wasn't,
jump on, mate, send me a link and
but
I'll
just
send,
because
I'll
I
send you a
wasn't,
link.
hold up a sec, just because I wasn't aware of somebody, it doesn't mean that I don't see potential in somebody that I've looked into a little bit and thought actually you could be all right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. To say that I'm not ultra confident. He's only going to be here temporarily, but I think that anybody's going to be better than Thomas Frank. My dogs could do a better job than Thomas Frank.
Do you
know what
think
I'm
Thomas Frank
saying?
was worse than Ange?
Yes, he was, and actually, factually, he was, because point-wise, he was factually actually worse. So yes,
Yeah.
at least
at least-
Ange could give a speech to make them win
Yeah.
something. I know everyone says that he said he did whatever he did what Romero wanted, and he did listen to his players, but at least he could give a speech and actually get them going. Like, can you imagine exactly what Frank would say to them? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, basically, the way I can describe it, Mia, the way I see it, yeah. I mean, and again, I wanted Thomas Frank, but again, you're allowed to change your opinions and that because when you see more things, you look things on a different perspective as such. Really, I mean, I'm going to put this from a man's point of view, yeah, and I'm sure you two will understand this from a woman's point of view. But whenever you was in the pub or whenever you was in the nightclub, usually the woman that you would have a look at, she'd either be there with her mate or she'd be there with a couple of people, but usually be there with her mate. So you sit there and you get your other mate next to you, you can pull a bird as well, and you say, right, mate, do me a favour, focus on her mate, get her out of the picture. Because if you just went up to the woman and tried it on with her mate would be on your case as such because she didn't want you taking your friend off of her. And you'd be like, and you'd end up having to buy them both a fucking drink just to try and get one of them to fuck off. And when it comes down to it, you get your mate, right, focus on that one, yeah? Get her out of the way because I want to take this one home as such. My whole point I'm getting to is, who would you want standing next to you? Would you want Ange standing next to you? Or would you want Thomas Frank standing next to you?
100% Ange. 100%.
When it comes to personality and that, you know Angie's going to be up and be the big man. He might not pull it, but he'll keep it occupied. Thomas Frank could go up to it and she'll probably call the fucking police.
Oh, no.
So when it comes down
either
to
that,
to go and get a haircut.
or she'd be asleep, and someone would be worried that he roofied her drink because she'd be asleep on and there'd be no drugs involved. No drugs involved in that one. She'd be fast asleep.
I would just put my
to
hand
her.
up and say, "Go away, Mister. Go away."
You know what I mean?
Me no
That's what I'm
speak
basically
English.
saying.
Me no
We
speak
don't
English.
speak English.
Well,
Yeah,
can I just bring in Eugene here?
Hang on, when you go and say that one with like, we don't speak English, that's half the fucking community these days, so it don't really matter on that one. It's a multicultural place, so don't be like that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with not speaking English.
Oh no, we're trying to get rid of him by saying that. That's what we're saying. We're trying to get rid of him.
Communicate
I'm
with
being
him, Dad.
sarcastic.
We're not
I know what
doing
you're
any
saying.
lingo.
I'm being sarcastic. I know what you're saying. Ben, go on, Mike.
Yes, what I want to do is I'd like to bring Eugene in here. I need you to say,
Go for gold,
Eugene,
mate.
talk some sense, because what I'm seeing in the chat right now, we've got some Einsteins in there running off blind faith, and I love the enthusiasm.
Hold on a minute. You're saying about talking sense, Ben. You're trying to say that I'm not talking sense, mate. I'll tell you what, you're bloody cruising for a bruising, man. Like,
Bring it, little lady.
You don't speak English.
Look, no, look. In all seriousness, I
Me
love
from
the
UK.
faith. I love me from UK. I like football long time. Mind you, when I smile, I look Chinese. To be fair, yeah. I mean, look, I'm seeing things like
Fucking hell, Ben. What are
Billy.
you going to say next? $5?
No, I bet I'll do. Hold on a minute. I'll get cancelled.
Anyway,
for this.
go
I better
on.
not.
Go back to
Yes.
Go back to Eugene.
Yeah, I'll go back to Eugene. Right, Eugene, come on and save me because these people are crazy. Go ahead, mate.
What are they saying? I mean, the same destiny, the usual suspects. By the way, I'm the one who can't speak English, so take it easy on me. I'm the one struggling. No,
Well, I can still
look,
understand you, mate. So that's all that matters
yeah.
at the end of the day.
I think, you know what, like ultimately, given who is available, it doesn't matter who comes in at this point. It's up to the players to grow some balls, to find, to put up, to put their big boy pants on and do something. Regardless of the manager, the tactics, at this point, it's who wants it more. Either West Ham players, Forest players, Leeds players, or our players. And even with all the injuries, the internationals that we've got on the team, it's time for them to earn their wages, to stop downing tools, to play not for the manager, not for the fans, to play for each other. Somebody like Polinia, or for once, Romero or Poro, should go into that dressing room and say, boys, we're not getting relegated. Like, that's not too much to ask for. So Tudor or Mason or Roy Keane, like, it doesn't matter at this point. We were not going to get a good manager or a top manager who players are going to respect and listen to, given their track record. So right now, honestly, it's on the players to do what has to be done and to earn their wages. And for me, like, you guys know Benji, like Mia, Dan, I've been going in on Frank from day one. Even when we were getting results, I was saying he's not the one.
No,
It's
from
not
day
sustainable.
one,
But
like Dietrich, you did not want this fella from day one.
and the reason
I'll
is,
accept
and the reason nothing to do with the tactics, it's that he doesn't have the charisma. He's weak. When Van der Ven and Spence mugged him off, and he didn't do anything about it, I'm like, this is it. This is the end.
I started asking questions, Eugene, when he couldn't
Yeah.
even get the team fucking hyped up for an Arsenal game. Yeah,
Exactly.
not that you should even have to do that, but in this day and age, you do have to do that shit.
However,
because people. But
Dan,
I totally
however,
agree with you. He
with
should have
all-
slapped them two in the face for acting like that. That was rude, especially to
Exactly.
your manager. Go on, mate.
However,
sorry.
with that said, again, it's on him. However, with that said, and the reason why I've been arguing with people about our leaders, especially Romero, who I want out. For a captain, somebody like Poro, Romero, Vicario, the leaders of the team, senior players, it's inexcusable to down tools. If the manager is not good enough, that's fine. But you don't put up performances like we've been doing for months. Have some pride. If our strongest unit on this team is our back four, who are healthy most of the season, and we're playing low block or mid block, there's no reason to ship all those goals and all those chances like we did last season. So again, right now, forget Frank, forget Tudor, forget anybody else. The players need to make a decision. Do they want to go down in history as getting us relegated, or are they going to step up and get 4 wins? It's that simple. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
I want to bring up something that Ange said, right? Because you're talking about strong characters, right? He was a strong character, whereas
He
Frank
was. There's
isn't.
no two ways
right?
about it. He was
And
almost
also-
too strong.
Yeah, but what he said, he goes, you can let me down, you can let the fans down, but don't let yourselves down, right? That's same as what Eugene's saying now. Fight for it, right? Go on that pitch and fight for those 4 or 5 wins that we need to get safe. Don't go out on that pitch like pussies, like they have been, right? Hiding. I was at the Newcastle game with Phil P. They're all hiding. The ball, Basuma's got the ball, right? And he's got no options because they're all hiding from the ball. So what he does, he passes back and then he gets booed. He gets booed for doing it. But there's nobody moving. That's called hiding.
I get what you mean. There's no one wanting to get the ball as
Take
such.
the
No one
responsibility
coming
on.
into a place screaming, "Pass me the ball," basically.
Yes.
Yeah,
Look, listen. If you don't mind me saying so, you know, I love you a lot, and I love your opinions, but I think you're all fucking delusional. You think this Igor fella is going to get these guys up and motivated? Something to
No,
other previous
no.
managers
Nobody's
couldn't
saying
do?
that.
Hold on. I'll tell you what. Look at Dan. Look at Dan for a minute. Dan quit smoking. Dan had a fag in his mouth earlier. Do you know what that really means?
No,
I saw it, mate. I saw it.
What that means is I'm having a drink, and when I have a drink, I have a
Yeah.
fag, even if I don't smoke.
Look, all I'm
I'm
trying to say is,
entitled to that.
how are we not all having a fucking meltdown here? Look what Enoch have just done. They've brought in Igor Tudor.
Mate, I'm in
How
denial.
is everyone a little bit optimistic? Are we fucking crazy?
I'm in denial. Like, I still don't think it's
You are,
real.
yeah.
Like, honestly, I cannot even like comprehend where we are right now. I'm still in denial. So, but like I said, I'm not saying he's the guy. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying it's on the players to get out of this mess because I don't think he's the guy, obviously. So the players need to do their part. But I'm still in denial about how crazy this situation is. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but come
unreal.
on, man. You've got to look at reality here. That's like me. Like I'm just going to use an example here. This is nothing more, yeah. But that's like me showing an example of somebody's wife that's been going behind their back and like, mate, you're a friend of mine. There's the fucking picture. That's not my wife. That's blatantly your wife, mate.
Yep.
Stop
No.
being in denial over it. Yeah. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Look, she's even got that gold chain on. That's your. No, I don't want to know it. Are you basically being like that? One of them ones.
It's just
Yeah,
not registering.
But you know what, right, guys? Right. So we're not consistent, right? We've seen it, right? We've seen them perform to a really, really good level, especially at Man City, especially against Man City in the second half. We rose rose our game, right? But they can't do that on a consistent basis without getting a kick up the jacksie.
I don't
right?
believe that, Ellie. I think it's because he told them to contain them for the first half. I think it's tactics. He tells them, contain them, don't lose the game by the first half. That's what I believe it is.
Yeah, but even so, right? Yeah, I get that point. That's a very good point. But then the second half, you see their game is risen to another stratosphere because that Man City game in the second half and the goals that we scored was sublime, right?
Yeah, but Man City did sort of step it down a bit, thinking it was hook, line, and sinker. They'd done the job, didn't they?
Yeah, but then
I
it's
think
your
Man
job
City
to
got a bit
exploit that.
complacent. Yes, totally. But I think Man City got a bit complacent in that game as well, which obviously done us a favour. But obviously we had to up the game basically to bring it to them.
Yeah, what I say about Danny Kiriakou, he can say some very good points occasionally. Danny, I'm bigging you up now, right?
Oh,
They
lay
don't
off.
do it. They can't do that on a consistent basis. Maybe that's why Thomas Frank knows the limitations of these players and decides not to play two good halves. I don't know, but it's just weird. I find it weird that they can play such a good level and such a shit level. I don't get it.
We've done it
Like,
since Conte. Since Conte, we've always been a 45-minute team.
But
It's like your mate chatting to you about how he lasted 60 to 75 minutes the other night, and you sit there, you put your head down, and you can only last two. We only ever seem to last one half, and that's since Conte. It's not changed.
There's not many teams who play two brilliant halves. The only teams I can think of are Man City, Liverpool, and not even Arsenal play two good
No,
halves.
I've seen Villa hold. I've seen Villa hold a whole game. I've seen Arsenal hold a whole game. I've seen other teams hold whole games. We, since Conte, have been 45 minutes if we're lucky.
Yeah,
if anything, we've been 20 minutes in.
It is true. We're not consistent. We're not consistently good in two halves.
Do you know what's funny? It is Friday the 13th, by the way.
My lucky day, by the way. 13 is my lucky number.
Oh, mate, I think it's
won me the lottery.
Entirety of Spurs fucking fans, mate. Look, look, with when it comes to like Frank, at the end of the day, the reason why I got fired is He was out of his depth, and you know, a manager's number one job is to get teams motivated and be tactically astute. We've got rid of one man who clearly wasn't, and then you bring in someone like Igor Tudor. I really can't believe people aren't losing their mind. And I see someone in the chat say, sorry, I didn't see the name. I see someone say, look, this is what we've got. We've got to just hit and hope at this point. Is that where we are as a fan base? Are we too forgiving? Is that what?
Yeah, but Benji, we can't do anything about it. So, what is the what I'm trying to say is that
he's sitting there going, "Oh, he might do it. We might be okay. He can do this. He's done
it."
But
the fact is, he's got history of keeping teams up. Actually, bodes well for us.
Right,
so that actually bodes well.
Fine. Let me ask you a question. Would any of you be questioning Harry Redknapp right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I think people would, because I think people, not me necessarily, but I think people would. Go on, sorry.
He's a survival specialist. He's got English pedigree, albeit 560. But aside from that,
no, I'll tell you what it was with Harry Kay. With Harry Redknapp,
yes,
I'd have been more accepting if he'd have come in with a right-hand man as such. Yeah, like fair. Say they'd have brought him in with Tim Sherwood or Defoe, like Stella said, or
someone
Sam
younger to take the pressure off his little heart. Yeah,
I could understand that. Yeah, because poor Harry Redknapp, no disrespect to the fella, he's probably going to have to go a piss about 4 times over the 90 minutes of a game. Yeah, that's just what age does to you. Yeah,
and forget where he is. Substitute, terrific.
Yeah, and not realise that he done it 6 seconds ago. But my point is,
the game's finished. He's bringing on a sub.
You know what I'm saying. But the point is, he would have definitely been the sort of man, and Stel was saying this earlier on Sav's channel about if anyone can get a man hyped up, it is definitely Harry Redknapp. Yeah, I mean, but what do these players need? Do they actually need the hyping up of the man sitting there giving them the shoulder, like, come on boys, you can do this, you're a top player? Or do some of these actually need the slap round the face, like, get your act together, you little prick, you're getting paid 150 grand and you're playing like a complete tosser, sort your fucking life out, sort your career out? What do they need? Because I can only imagine Thomas Frank basically sitting there going by what I've said in the aspect of like sitting there next to him and, you know, sort of almost being cringy by putting his hand on their leg, if you get what I mean.
They need a once in a lifetime. They need a once in a lifetime ass whooping. But you
say that, right? But it's horses for courses. Like, I've got 3 daughters, right? They're all different, right? And I treat them all different, right? It's the same with Football Manager. You've got players of different personalities. Some need a kick up the arse. Some need an arm round the shoulder. Some need a bit. Some need to be told where to go.
These generationals seem to need to be told they're special individuals.
Can you imagine? Hold on.
No, I would never do that. Never big up a player.
To be like.
Look at Bill Nicholson, what he did. He never bigged up players.
Yeah, but look at.
No, but I'm saying this generation. Look at this generation. If you call, oh my goodness. Everyone is made of snowflakes these days, and these players are a joke. Like you know, Harry Redknapp would be the one because you'd be like, "Listen, you're a terrific player. You're a terrific player. Get out of there, son. You're world class." You know, that's what he do to them. You know, but
Benji, can you imagine an international footballer from Argentina, from Spain, from Brazil, listening to an 85-year-old guy talking about what happened in the 60s? It's your job. If an 85-year-old guy is telling you what happened 30 years ago, you'd be like, okay, old man, go get some sleep. All right, then. You listen to Frank or to anybody else, that's not going to happen. But
if you're a player, you would obviously, I suppose I'm being stereotypical here, but you'd presume they know their history in that. And anyone who's been about England, I'm just presuming, yeah. Anyone who's been about England would know Thomas Frank, would know Harry Redknapp, yeah. Maybe abroad, no, they don't as such, yeah. But Ben brought this up the other night, like last night, and it was a solid point, no two ways about it, in the aspect of did he have to come in and win this dressing room? Because really, apart from being good in the Premier League with Brentford, which he was, and no disrespect to him, that was fucking good what he did with Brentford. He didn't even go into relegation once with Brentford, yeah, when everyone expected them to go down. That is actually something I'd love to see Pep Guardiola go and pull off. Go on, mate. Is that great when you've got all the money in your right hand? Now go and do what he's gone and done with Brentford and not put him in relegation once, yeah? So with that aspect, he deserves credit, yeah? But in the other aspect, he's going to walk into that dressing room, and with the amount of smug pricks we've got on that pitch, when they've got no reason to be like that, just because they won a fucking European Cup. And what I mean by that is the Europa Cup that was easier to win than the League Cup.
I don't know.
They
Let's
all
not
now
do this.
stuck so. They're now half of them come across that they're stuck so far up their own arse they can smell yesterday's fucking dinner. And when it comes down to it, is it going to be that that he was a player and a very respected player at his time at that as well? I'm not saying he was world class, but he was a respected player and he was bloody good. Are they going to have that bit more credit for him when he walks in and willing to listen to him? And also for the fact the maybe the aura that he might give off. I'm just being ifs and buts and maybes, yeah? Because again, who are you going to listen to? The little 5'4" man, when you expect your woman to be that high, basically, who looks like a wet fish, basically, or the 6'4" man that comes in looking like he's going to beat the grandmothers right out of you. Add it all together, I think he's going to walk in and maybe have to put less across to get that little bit of credit as such.
You're talking about Tudor, right?
Well, he's the one who's just come in.
Right, yeah.
So, yes,
Look, I mean, but again, no, fine, but again, he's got no credit in the bank.
I was talking about as well.
Yeah, as a player, he's got a bit of history.
Well, he's got a player, fine, but that doesn't, that doesn't translate over to a managerial career, does it? The guy's epically failed at Juventus.
No, he hasn't.
Failed at Galatasaray.
No, he didn't. No,
and
he
sent them on a run that hasn't been seen since 2009. Don't tell me
if it wouldn't have been for what he'd done at Juventus, yeah, he basically, by the last 9 games, he had them already set for the Champions League. He saved Udinese from the fucking going down, and he also did the same with Lazio. I'm not saying he's a quality manager, yeah, but he is actually
look at
quite a good
Galatasaray.
stepping manager.
They won the league 9 times in a row. He comes along. They didn't think he was capable and sacked
I'm not
him
saying
off.
he's a brilliant manager, but what I'm saying is,
and he's the guy to save us. And we're all like,
I'm saying, do you think they will give him that extra bit of credit for the fact that he's got a bit of history as a player, basically?
No.
I don't know. I'm asking a question.
Maybe.
Whereas Thomas Frank comes in, what has he really got to say you owe me respect as such?
He's got fantastic hair for a 57-year-old, to be fair.
But
I'm jealous.
But Benji, as a player, he might know what it takes like to avoid the relegation, right? The mentality.
Yeah,
He might know what he has to say. Versus Thomas
Okay.
Frank, who I'm sure has never been in those shoes. So maybe a player's mentality can,
Maybe you're right.
Thomas Frank
No,
never played-
oh,
Thomas Frank
I'll
never
step
played
back.
football
Maybe.
professionally.
I'm grasping
The thing is, I don't. Do you know what, Dave?
I'm just sick of holding on to hopes. That's where I am right now.
But you're
I'm
a
sick
Spurs
and tired.
supporter. That's what you're meant to do. That's all you can fucking do.
Yeah, but Dan,
I like the way these
say.
fucking roles are reversed. Good God, I thought I was the
Go on,
fucking
Ellie.
boss
No,
here.
no. Go on, Ellie.
Dan, right?
Go on.
I don't go
Go
on
on.
stature, how tall a man is, right? Because if you look at all the managers
lie,
that are,
Ellie. Don't lie.
honestly,
Don't lie.
right?
Don't
I'm
lie.
not lying.
Don't lie.
Right?
Bollocks.
When you're
Don't
looking
tell
at
me
a
you
man,
would have got with
when
a
you're looking at a
5'3"
man, when
man.
you're looking at a man
Don't tell
in
me
that
that,
way,
Ellie.
yeah. But as a manager, right?
There we
If
go.
you look at all the successful managers, none of them are massive, right? Pep's 5'10", I think. I think Conte's more or less 5'9", 5'10", and Mourinho's around about that height as well. They're not tall men, but what they have is they got fear. They got that personality, that charisma.
Oh,
even
right. No.
Ange Postecoglou is only 5'10". Right,
Basically, what you're saying is small man syndrome.
Yeah, but they've got
Now we're judging our managers off their fucking
They've got
height.
a
I'm
history.
done.
They've got a history as well. They've got a history of doing things in the game. Right, Jose
And can I just-
Mourinho didn't play football at a high level, but he
No, he
learned
did not.
he learned with Bobby Robson. He was always a number 2, and then he learned his way, and then he won the Champions League with Porto,
But
and
he had his
earned-
charisma as well.
Yeah, he's got charisma and he's got confidence. People
Yes.
see that as arrogance. Right, some people say he's arrogant. Maybe he is, but I think he's confident as well.
Best
that
manager
he's
ever, in my opinion. Mourinho.
Brilliant,
But that's
brilliant
my
manager.
opinion.
One in every country. One in every country. All right, Alex Ferguson's won tons in England, right? But this
still a
guy,
brilliant
he's
manager.
travelled all around, right? And I think it's charisma that holds attention when the words
Can I
that come
just
out of that
say-
man's hand.
And can I just say, 5'10" isn't a short man. Like that ain't a man to me.
No,
That's
he's not a
actually
short man. No, that's
short.
not a short
Like
man.
that's not a short man, in my opinion. That's actually, well, I suppose for me anyway.
That's an
Obviously, I'm
average-sized
small,
man.
but
To
yeah,
be
yeah,
fair,
like
Mia,
average,
to
innit?
be fair,
We're
Mia,
Greek
you are
men.
like you are technically about 2 inches off being a little person.
Yeah, and Joe, what? Apparently, you get smaller as you get older. So I'm probably going to be about 5'9" by the time 4'9" by the time I'm old. So whatever, man.
Yeah, but you're a woman. You're allowed to do that. No, but the average height for a man is 5'9". That is the average height
5'9",
for a man.
yeah.
But
How tall are you, Eugene? Out of curiosity.
5'8". I'm a short man.
Yeah. All my brothers are short as well. The tallest
But I have a
brother is
trophy,
5'10".
so
With
are
my
we
son's
really
team, under
debating
11s, I
that
got a
this
trophy.
player can? So are we really debating that this manager's going to pull it off because he's 6'4"?
6'4".
No,
We've got
he's
the
going to
one.
put it
There you
off
go,
with the
Dan.
words
We'll
that
see.
come out of his mouth, not his stature. How he talks to the players. He's got to get to know them very quickly, because really he doesn't have to get to know that many, because there's only 12 available.
No, hey, but Benji,
Well-
on a serious note, who did you want? And don't say Redknapp, because that's
But you
just
can't ask me who I want and then tell me you can't say someone. That's not fair.
Yeah,
Look.
but okay, let's
Okay,
not do like
realistically.
manager.
Okay, so my dream scenario is Redknapp Poch, because I'll tell you why. Oh, don't you fucking dare! I'll tell you why. Redknapp is a survival specialist. He knows Tottenham. He knows what it is to be a Spurs player.
Relegated before.
Oh, who gives a fuck if he knows
Fine.
Tottenham? Honestly, who
Don't
gives a
fucking.
shit?
You were saying to
Exactly.
me the other night, you were agreeing with me that Pochettino is Mr. Tottenham. He understands what
No,
it means to be at
No,
Spurs.
but that's not why I'd have him at Spurs, because he knows Tottenham and that. Do
I
give
know
a
it's not, but you were agreeing. So don't they come at me now saying fucking
because
no.
There's more to it. There's more to it. You're just
What,
talking
but
about the
fine.
knowing-
Either way, it instills a
Poch
bit more
is
pride
more than
into
knowing
these
Tottenham.
players. Fine,
Poch
but
is a
it's
good manager. Full
fine.
stop. Yeah. That's like when people were saying, "Oh, we should have got Robbie Keane. He understands Spurs." Well, if he understands
That's a
Spurs,
job.
he ain't going to touch us with a fucking barge pole. People were
very
saying
true.
we should have gone with Jermaine Defoe because he understands Spurs. Well, sorry, what? Because you understand my fucking problems, I'm going to get you in for the job. Where, like, no, I need the person who's going to do
No,
the
because
job.
because someone who understands Tottenham is going to be able to motivate these players more. Get some
So
fucking
what does that
pride
mean,
back
Benji?
for playing.
No,
let me answer you. Yes.
no.
You know what? I'll beat it. In my opinion, then.
But Benji, you know what
Oh, mate.
Spurs are?
Go on.
Spurs are Enoch. They rule the roost. So
I'm with
to understand what they do. They don't do much.
Nothing
So
we do is going to change.
You've got to play their game, right? Like Ange said, right? He goes into Spurs. There is to do, and he goes there. They're the antithesis of it. They don't dare and do.
Well, look, listen.
You've got to understand that you're not going to.
No, I get it.
You're not going to get them to back you. You're not going to. You have to play within their parameters.
No,
Got to play the game.
I hear you, but look, I'll answer Eugene's question. So, Eugene, for me, it would be a Harry Redknapp because he's a survival specialist, because he's been at Spurs. He knows what it's about. Also, he's a fantastic manager.
Yes.
You know, so again, would you let me fucking talk, Dan, please? Okay.
I'm agreeing with you.
No, don't let him talk. I think it's better he doesn't talk, if I'm honest.
That's it, Mia. Get stuck in.
Me. Come on. I thought we were.
No. There you go.
No. No, you've been horrible to me tonight, so I'm done, man.
I'm not. I didn't.
You're
mean
not
to
going
shock
on a
them. I didn't.
Valentine's date with Mia, Benji, now. She's blown you out.
Sorry.
No, but go on, Ben. Go with what you were saying.
So I'd go with Redknapp, and then obviously I would, for me, that would increase our chances of survival, and then I would go into Pochettino. I mean, I can get into that if you want. I think
Poch is coming.
Pochettino will save us. Okay, he won't fix Enoch, but he'll bring everything we need to the club. He will reinstall some unity back at the club, which I think right now is one of our bigger problems. You know, this guy's got a plan A, a plan B, high pressing, high pressure, high line, high attacking. A plan B is counter attack. Fantastic. What is that? That's a style. It's a philosophy. Brilliant. The guy encapsulates Tottenham. Whether you think this is a plus or a negative, I don't care. For me, having someone that cares about your club as much as you do will always be a fucking positive in my books. Right, and not only that, he builds teams. He builds
You're
things.
killing me.
Look at the team. Hold on. Hey, look at the team he inherited. Walker, Rose, who the fuck were they when they first joined? He made that team. Okay, so here we've got so to add on to his long list of things he can bring, he's also fantastic with youth players. He will build this team up. And you know, I'm gonna throw a little bit of imagine what if into your heads. Let's say Pochettino comes in. This is where this is going to go off the fucking edge a little
He will.
Let's say, okay, brilliant. I hope he does. Let's say Pochettino comes in and Enoch really do give him 300 million to spend. Oh,
But
imagine.
they've
Just think
got-
of that thought.
But
Think
they've
of
got
it.
to give him the wages and everything as well. What is going to happen, in my opinion, is this fella's going to stay, even if he wins every game 10-0, he's still gone at the end of the season, yeah? They are going to bring Poch in after the World Cup because Poch is their last chance to basically shut this fan base up before it does get a bit louder, even though it was absolutely pathetic when it came to the... I mean, I know the word is protest, but it's not the word I want to use because, Ben, that was not a fucking protest, was it? That was pathetic.
That's like a group of mates, is what that was. That wasn't
You know what I mean? I could probably get more people at your fucking door if you pissed me off than that turned up at that fucking stage. You know what I mean?
Honestly, it was about
pathetic.
It was about 75 people.
Benji,
Let's say 100.
Yeah.
listen to me. Do not let the club mug you off and treat you like a mug. The only reason why they would bring in Pochettino is fan service, because they have no plan. They think that the fan base are idiots. We're going to give them somebody who they want because we have no idea what we're doing, because we have no plan. That's the only reason. They treat us as idiots. It's like, oh, we're terrible under Nuno. Let's sack Nuno and we'll bring in Conte. Like, they have no plan. Everything is the short-term solution. Poch does not have Paul Mitchell. Poch does not play in a weaker league where all the big boys are down. He's not the same guy. It's not the same league as a decade ago. We don't have the same talent. There are 12 teams competing for all the youngsters, competing for
I hear you.
top 8 places. Poch, we've seen what he could do, yes. However, the point is the club needs to do a tough thing, not to appease the fans, but to think about what's the best for the club. Bringing Poch back, to me, screams of, we have no plan, we don't know what we're doing, let's keep the fans happy for 6 months. And I'm going to make you all upset, and I've said it on multiple streams, for the fans in the stadium to sing the name of a manager who won fuck all with the club, to me, is a small club mentality. If they sing the name of somebody who won a treble, or at least a league, I get it. Singing Poch's name while not singing anything about Enoch out or players being out or whatever, to me, that's nuts. So Poch, I know we all love Poch, but let's not reinvent history.
You know what happens, Eugene? A lot of
he did not.
So you're afraid he's going to come back and
people-
tarnish what we saw before? Is that what you're
That's
saying?
what
Because
I'd be scared of.
What
No,
you just said,
because-
Eugene, I completely agree. Sorry, Mia. What you just said, Eugene, I actually completely agree with you. But the double-edged sword is he's exactly what we need.
We don't have Paul Mitchell to get him the players. There are
This
10
is
teams
true.
competing
This is
for the
true.
talent. City was not City back then. Villa, Newcastle were not teams there right now. Big teams were down. So we had Paul Mitchell. We got lucky with the talent, and Poch did what he did. Now it's a different league. Expectations are different. Managers are not given 5 years to develop players. Poch, his tactics, his pressing, I'm not sure if that's going to work with our injuries. I don't want to go backwards. I want to look forward. So give me a new Poch. Give me somebody new. Like
I
last
hear
year,
you.
I know fans hate his tactics, but he's a proven winner. He won with 2 clubs who never win. He brought him 2 trophies. I'm okay playing his style if that means we get trophies. With Poch, we're romanticizing the past. I remember fans wanting Poch out. I remember the stadium booing
Yes.
Poch. So
Yes.
let's not pretend he's a messiah.
Do you know what
Very
happens,
good.
Eugene? A lot of people put rose-tinted glasses on when it comes to Poch. They forget all the bad times and they forget all the things like he said, that cups build egos and things like that. And we wanted to win something. We desperately wanted to win something. And he didn't think that was good enough to go for any of those like cups. He didn't think like that. And the things that he did that are wrong, but people forget all of that. And they cheer his name, like you said, like he's won us something. He did not win us anything. And people hold it higher, us getting in the Champions League final and losing than actually winning something. It's mental. It's a mad thing, because at the end of the day, we're all about, it's about winning in football and trying to win and to attempt to win. And if you've got opportunities to win cups, man, why did he not go for those cups and build a winning mentality? It was good enough for Pep. It was good enough for Jose, man. Why was it, and Conte? Why was it not good enough for?
Can I play devil's advocate
But he
here?
did go for the cups because he got to lose. He got to 2 League Cup finals and lost them both. All right, so he did go for the cups, and we had good cup runs under Poch. But the thing is, I know what you mean by romanticising, right? I'm going to quote Bill Nicholson, because I love Bill Nicholson. It's not my era, but it was my dad's era, right? And he told me when I was a little girl about Bill Nicholson and how great he is. And I had a brilliant chat with Steve Perriman at Ware Football Ground. And he said, Bill Nicholson said, you've got to aim high at Spurs. You can't aim low, right? And I think Poch, right, he's a very philosophical man in the way he speaks and everything. He's very intelligent, right? And I think he saw those words, right, from the beginning, because they're plastered in on the 6th floor, right? All Bill Nicholson's quotes, right? And I think he thought, right, let's go for the big prizes, right? And he took us nearly to glory, right? And like the echoes of glory, Bill Nicholson quote, it really does resonate with me, because I'm thinking, right, we can put Poch down for not winning, fair dues, right? But you can also praise him for going for the top prizes. He was second in the league twice, third in the league twice, right? And there was a time where we could have finished second, but we bloody finished third behind Arsenal. But we were a fantastic side.
He fucked
And he
that
took,
league up,
it
Ellie.
took us to new levels. I know he didn't win anything.
In the future, Ellie,
He
who's going
rose
to give a shit?
Hang on.
expectations.
Let Ellie finish. Let Ellie finish.
Sorry, go on.
He rose
Let me finish.
expectations, right? And he went for the glory, right? And he did get to 2 cup finals. So that part is not true, right? But I'm saying that I like a manager who dares to do, right? And with Ange coming out and saying that, right? He did dare to win the Europa Cup. Everybody cheeses it off, right? Everybody said, "Oh, we were lucky with this, that." He still won it. It doesn't matter.
Yes,
You
he
still
did.
got that. You still got that trophy, right? So, I just feel we're putting too much emphasis on what this is and what that is, right? If he does, he will come back. He's going to come back. He's already probably signed, because he was in London yesterday with a big smile on his face. I think he's signed for us. And what if we do get him? If we do get him and it goes tits up, we're going to get another manager anyway. So we haven't lost anything.
Can I just say one thing, right, to Destiny, and we're going to disagree on this, saying that we were shit before Poch. Obviously, you didn't know about Harry Redknapp, man. Don't ever disrespect Harry Redknapp, because he
we
was
weren't
brilliant,
shit.
man. He
We
was
were very good under Harry
And Martin
Redknapp.
he
Yole
was
as well. Martin Yole
really
was decent.
good, man.
Martin
And
Yole,
Martin
we were
Yole.
brilliant.
So we were good before Poch. So people forget that, because obviously people put Poch because of what happened on a pedestal. Yes, we got to 2 finals, Ellie, but all of that time he got to 2 League Cup finals, man. Come on, he didn't take them that
He only
seriously. He
had
was
4
there for long.
years. He had
Can I-
4
can I-
4
point-
years and
4
2
point-
finals, man. Like what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
but
say,
look-
he didn't ever. He did. We lost to ridiculous teams
got
in
to
those
3
cups as well.
finals in total. Plus, we were
Obviously,
high up
the
in the
champions.
league.
Obviously,
We've
the
never
champions.
finished that high up in the league with any other
But who
manager.
cares?
The nearest.
In the future, Ellie, no one's going to give a fuck. Do you remember
I
who
get
was
that.
third
I
in
do get that.
2006?
No, I
You
get
don't.
that. But it's
Like,
not
no
just
one
that, it's
cares.
the football as well. The football was good.
But no one
But
cares
most-
about that unless you win. Like, if you keep doing that
Of
continuously,
course.
unless you win something,
I just
it's
wish
like,
he
yeah, you
won
can say your
something.
favourite. Yeah, of course, we all do. We can say that our favourite managers are Redknapp, he didn't win anything. I say I love Poch as well, what he brought us. But the fact is, Eddie, we need to move forward. I'm with Eugene. Stop going back in the past and romanticising and pretending your ex-girlfriend was the best thing ever when she wasn't. She actually did make mistakes. And when she comes back,
Yeah.
if we do one more last time and then it don't go right,
How
people
dare
are going to
you
be.
compare Poch to a girlfriend? He was a wife. Okay,
But
which
if
is
it
inevitable.
goes
Even worse,
wrong,
Ben.
That
people are
makes
going
it
to.
worse.
I'm
Look,
just,
can
saying
I
that's what
rewind
the
a
club are
second?
going to
Hang
do.
on.
So we
Can-
better
can-
let him
accept
finish.
I
it.
know. I accept it, and I'm going to listen. When he comes, I'm going to support him because I'm not that kind of person. I'm always going to be a bit skeptical, exactly like I was with Thomas Frank, and I'm allowed to be skeptical of him because in the past he hasn't come and maybe achieved what I felt he could have in more ways, like I say with the cups and stuff, to try and take them each year,
Yeah.
take them more seriously because I think that builds a winning mentality, and he didn't, in my opinion. So.
Can I just hop in here and go back to something that Mia was saying about Poch and the Cups, right? And I just want to say Mia and myself did a fantastic show recently on her channel at the Lone Wolf. Please go check that out. She's a great content creator. We had a conversation on there about Poch and the Cups. Now, I'm going to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit here, right? For me, I'm going to offer you a different side of that opinion. Now, when you say Poch didn't take the Carling Cup, I think that's what it was called at the time, and the FA Cup seriously, for me, in that era, we were at a different level. We were competing with the big boys. I, for one, love the fact that Pochettino held us in higher regards. He wanted to go after the big fish. And what that did essentially was allow the younger players to come through. And you've got to think there were 3 or 4 of them that he got to come through the club in the FA Cups and the Carling Cups. So for me, it's a win all round. But also, you talk about, both of you ladies, you talk about him not getting us over the line, Mr. Pochettino. Well, can we not forget here that famously, he only ever had a starting 11. This man was not backed properly. We went into
No.
that Champions League final with Harry Winks and Sissoko.
No, but hang on a
And
minute,
Lucas
Ben.
Moura.
I'm going to hold
He-
you on
who
this
should have
one.
played.
I'm going to hold you on this one, Ben, yeah? Now,
Go on.
don't get me wrong. I think what it is when it comes to Poch is we played the best football that a lot of people have seen for generations. It was excellent under Poch, but he won fuck all. And he fucked it up as well, yeah? He was
Yeah, he
part of the
did.
reason we lost that Champions League. Harry Kane should never have started that game. He
True.
folded and started Harry Kane when he hadn't played for 3 months. And okay, he might have been medically capable to play, but he wasn't match fit.
No.
And Lucas Moura just scored a fucking hat trick. Yeah.
Yep.
That
And if
I
he
put on
didn't
the
start,
manager. Hang on a minute.
Fine,
Hang on a
fine.
minute. Yeah. I know what you're going to say.
You
You've
know
got
what
a
I'm going to
point
say.
it, but he should have brought on Harry Kane after 20 minutes. He was not match fit. And the other thing is with Poch, the thing I think that everybody loves about it so much is the fact that it's the most united the fan base has been. Along with Harry Kane had us quite united. Harry Redknapp had us quite united, yeah? But it's the most united, the most diverse fan base in football has ever been. Because we are the most diverted fan base in football. Not just the Premier League, in football. And he actually had us united. But when it come down to the crunch, that final bit, Liverpool was in transition. Arsenal was absolute dog shit.
Exactly.
Chelsea weren't doing too fresh for themselves. Man U weren't doing too fresh for themselves. Man City weren't on form. And he fucked up that league good and proper along with the team when we had to compete against
That's what I
Leicester,
said then. Exactly.
who had a respectable team, but we should have had that league, and they fucked it up. And also in that Champions League, he started Harry Kane, who should never have started that game, who Pep Guardiola or Klopp, in my opinion, even Conte, wouldn't have started him just because his name was Harry Kane, yeah? And I think Poch actually folded to that bit. Now, I would take Poch back. I think he was a great manager. But you've also got to look on the other side. I think a majority of people want him back because of how complete it made the fan base, the football was good and everything else. But I think people have to accept he still fucked it up on the day.
Yep.
Do you know what,
And
as
Benji,
well, Dan?
Can I say something real quick?
Can I just say one more thing, right? Just to Eugene, I'll
go
be
for it.
quick. Right, I
Yeah.
think the fans love him because of him. Right,
I do as well.
The person he is. He's a very, very personable, likable. He portrays a really good spirit, you know, and I think people warm to that. Not could take away that he cocked up things and everything like that, but I think it's him as a person. He's a very warm, loving person, and you can tell that he cares, right? And I think that's what fans warm to. But other than that, I agree with you. He did make big mistakes. He did, right? But I think Spurs fans were forgiving at the time because he took us to those levels anyway. And we'd only reached near that level with Harry Redknapp when he got us the Champions League when we went up to Man City and Crouchy scored that goal. Yeah, so it was like he took us, he gave us a taste of it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I get where you're coming from,
And then,
but
oh,
it was out of the way he united us that I think everybody
Yeah.
loves him so much.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, he had nothing to show for it. Go on, Eugene.
no, to address Benji's point about Poch going for the important cups, for the big trophies. Before City became City, they got there by winning cups. If you look at who were winning the league last 5, 6, 7 years, Liverpool, City, right? They all won cups as well. Because at one point, winning is winning. Winning smaller cups propels you to win bigger cups. It instills mentality in the team saying this is what it takes to win. We're in it together. So, and we're not Liverpool. We're not Man U. We cannot disregard smaller cups. When people laugh at Europa, I'm like, who do you think we are? We're not Man U who can laugh at FA Cup and saying, yeah, whatever, FA Cup, right? We don't have, I mean, in the past.
So do you dislike him for having higher aspirations for Tottenham Hotspurs?
But we need, winning is winning. I know.
And using those smaller trophies to blood in new players, younger players.
Who's going to go down in Spurs history more, Poch or Ange?
Ange.
Well, Ange for winning.
In 10 years, nobody's going to care about 17th and 22 losses. When I talk to my grandkids in whatever 30, 40 years, I'm going to talk about when I cried. Look, I'm American, right? I watch basketball, NBA, NFL, all esports. My teams have won maybe 15 championships. I never cried. When we won in Bilbao, I cried. So I'm going to be talking about that day in Bilbao. Yeah. I don't care.
I was close at Ajax. I was close at Ajax. You remember the Ajax game?
And that's why maybe I'm still pissed off at Poch for bottling that game. I'm bitter at him for, as Dan said, for not playing.
You know,
okay. Can I just address that? Because Dan knows what I'm going to say already. I'm just going to say it. Right. Yeah. You know what's coming. Okay, fine. I understand your point when it comes to starting Harry Kane, but can we just be realists for a minute? Had he not started Harry Kane and the result remained the same, which you probably would have anyway, do you know what you'd have all been saying?
Of course.
Can you harbour a guess? Why
I wouldn't have. That's a lie, because I sat there outside our stadium and said to my brother, if we start Kane, we are losing this game. So I already said, I put my marker down and said I did not want Kane to start, Benji. So that's not actually true.
And Thank you very much. And he benched Son in Europa final. When a lot of people would have said Son is our captain, he benched our captain in the Europa
He's a
final.
mentalist, that's why. Ange Postecoglou, he's a mentalist, man. He knows what to do to win, right? And our site Stell, right? Stell always says about he likes the way Ange spoke to the players and sent them all videos of all their loved ones. He's a mentalist. That's what he does. He's not a man's manager, but he's a mentalist. He gets inside people's heads. And we won that final, right? And it brought us all joy. And that bloody parade was absolutely epic. That's what I'm going to remember in my heart of hearts.
Some managers are just winners and some are not. There are some great managers. And that's why I'm talking about Poch. Great manager. I don't think he's a winner. Conte is a winner.
He's won 3 trophies. He's won 3 trophies. But Poch
Yeah,
has won
but
3
I'm saying
trophies. That's a
you can
that's a
be a
fact.
Because
great
he won them
manager.
at PSG,
But not
everybody
be a winner.
poo-poos it.
Has
You
he won
see,
3 trophies? Has he won 3 trophies?
he's won
Who?
3 trophies, but you know what people say? Oh, PSG always win.
Yeah,
Well, hold on a
But
minute.
they
But
don't
people
always
saying the
win.
same.
But
But
they
No.
people
don't
said
He
always
won
win
3
because if you look
trophies.
at the league, if
Yes,
you look
they
at
do.
League One, if you look at League One, right, they
They've
started
missed
in
it twice.
But
1970. PSG. It was only from the late 80s that they started winning. All
No,
before
Ellie,
that,
it wasn't even
I
that.
I
but
They would
looked
have
at
been
you
it.
can't
fucking
tell me he's not a winner when he's won 3 trophies.
Yeah, he's won 3
Hold
Watch,
on.
watch the
trophies.
PSG with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. It's
I
harder
don't
to
Me
care.
win
and you-
He
than to
won
win.
3
Me and you-
trophies.
Yeah,
Fact.
and I'll give it that. Yeah, but me and you, any one of us could go to Celtic and win that fucking league and probably do the treble
Nah.
in it. Yeah,
Regardless,
one
can't
of us-
argue it. He won
any
3
one of
trophies.
us could go to PSG, and PSG weren't even a name until fucking 2000 when they got taken over. They was a
Yeah,
pathetic
1970s
little
they
club.
started.
Yeah,
No,
are you
yeah, but
taking
Ellie,
Poch
what I'm
to
saying
win one
is not
game?
even 1970s. PSG
They
were
weren't
fucking
good.
minors until
Yeah,
late
they weren't good
2000s, yeah?
early
They were
doors.
nothing, yeah.
They were
But these-
nothing.
But Ellie, these days, any one of us could go to Bayern Munich and win something. Any one of us
Exactly.
could go to Celtic and win something. Any one of us
No,
could go
not
to
Celtic.
PSG and win something.
No,
But what do you
come
mean
on.
not Celtic?
Fucking
Celtic
hell.
have won the league how much in the past 10 years? 9
Before
times?
Ange,
At
they didn't win,
8
right?
or 9
For a while.
times.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
You
he's
Lisa.
done
remember
the
Rangers
treble
got
now.
relegated, didn't
Exactly, Eugene. Celtic have won
hold
the league about 9 times in
That's
10
fair.
years.
But you know the worst thing, right? When it comes to Pochettino, I'm not delusional. I know what he was good at and what he wasn't.
He was a great manager. There's no two ways about it.
What people are trying to make that narrative that you just want the nostalgia. I don't give a fuck about the nostalgia. I know what Poch brings, and that's what we need. Like I was saying, I know what he was bad at. I'll give you, for instance, for me personally, I thought he was terrible at tactical substitutions. Now, it's something he got
I
better at
agree.
over time. But
Yeah.
I can remember one instance we were 2-2 against Arsenal, and I think it was that fateful season, I think. And Lamella was on fire. He was all over the pitch, and Poch took him off, and I lost my fucking mind. So I'm not blind to the things he hasn't done wrong.
He started Son as a wing back.
But also, again, I will also, and I said this earlier, the guy was famous for having a first 11. So for me, he was never truly backed. And then I might have some people come at me and then say,
right.
he didn't want players. I'm fucking sure he didn't.
That
But
is-
after what Andrew said, he probably did want players, but was offered players that he thought, well, what's the fucking point? They're not good enough.
Yeah, but Ben, when you know your team's that fucked up and that, and you only get offered a couple of, let's say, minor players as such, you know those minor players are going to do a better job than the 16-year-olds and that. So you at least take it to build your
But
team
with
up a
him,
little
we were
bit,
never
yeah?
to those extremes. That's the thing. Under Poch, we were never to that extreme.
Yes, we were. You just said it. We was at the extreme where he only had an 11 and he basically had a Harry Winks to back it up.
No,
or
we've
Sanchez
had
or
other
Dyer.
players, but the drop off between our
Exactly.
first 11 was
But
ridiculous. But they weren't kids.
we need. But
Couple of
what I'm saying is we needed more players, and he turned it down. Now the thing is, when it comes down to it, I still think it's more down to the point. I will quite happily take Poch back. I loved him as a manager. I loved the time at Spurs and that. But when it comes to the hardcore point, he fucked it up on a couple of times. Now, hopefully, he's learnt more. Where he's won something, he's going to go on his career and everything. He won at PSG and everything. Fair play, fella, you won. It's on your system. But at the end of the day, I could go to PSG and win something. At the end of the day, I could go to Celtic and win something and fucking Bayern Munich, yeah? As far as I'm concerned. That is my opinion on it. I don't think many are going to fucking argue with that one, yeah? Poch, he just did not cross us over that line. But we aren't even in a situation now where we can argue about we need someone to get us over the line. We need someone to fucking get us back up that table, let alone over the line.
Do you know what?
Can
Right,
Poch
I just
do it? Maybe. He's going to
look-
keep the fan base happy. It's that little. The thing that pisses me off with it, where I don't want Poch back, but I do want him back, but I don't, is because it's that little fucking last chance card that this board is going to sit there and go, oh, there you go. There's Mr. Poch for you. And you're going to see a majority of the fan base turn their back to the fucking problems and say, oh, we got Poch back. Everything's going to be cushy. Everything's going to be sweet. And it's going to take all the pressure off of them fucking pricks over there. That
Yeah,
is
but do you
why I
not-
don't want Poch
Do you not
back.
think though? Do you not think, Dan? Though that is actually the fans' fault for singing his bloody names like little what's it and going, "Oh, Poch, oh, we love you, Poch, and do
Oh,
you
that's a
know?"
fair
And that's
point.
what
Also,
happens.
those pricks aren't going anywhere. So would you rather at least have one lesser evil?
You know
I
what
get
though?
where you're coming from.
I just looked at the league table, right? 2015-16 when Leicester won it. Right, we scored 69 goals that season and only let in 35. So we had a plus 34 goal difference, better than every other team. The reason why we didn't win it, right? It wasn't only because Poch cocked up. We won 19 and drew 13.
That was the problem. We drew too
That
many
was
games, and
bloody
draws can be a
too
killer.
many,
And people
right?
don't realise how much draws can be a killer.
Only
Leicester was
one
not a better
team
team
scored more
than
than
we were.
us, Man City. They
What,
scored
Eugene?
71, but we had the best defence.
For 2
That's just-
years.
We pressed
Best
the life
defence
out
in
of
Europe.
teams.
Best
We had the Belgian
defence in
barrier, that's
Europe.
We
why.
had Jan Vertonghen and Toby. What
Oh.
a defence, eh?
Best
Oh.
defence in
Lloris
Europe
at his
for
peak.
2 years.
Lloris
And
at
we
his
Oh.
peak
also
was
had
brilliant.
Kyle Walker and Danny
And
Rose
Danny
when
Rose.
he was
Brilliant,
good.
yeah.
Even
And
though
then
Danny Rose was only good for about 3 years, and then he just fell
Dembele in
shit.
midfield.
Oh, Dembele, what
Flipping
a
hell.
play. Do you know what? I think
What
he
a
might be the
player.
number one
Sorry.
underrated player of all time.
I don't know why
This
Fulham let him
conversation-
go. Idiots.
This
He
is
lost
showing
his
us
leg.
that we need Paul Mitchell
So-
back, not Poch, but we need Paul Mitchell, somebody to bring us the talent that the manager
Yeah.
can work with. That's
It is our
who we need first.
scouting that is
We
the
should
problem
nick the
now.
bloke from Brighton. Whoever's scouting for Brighton, right? I know they're not performing to a high level,
Oh,
Brighton.
Brighton are in trouble
But
in a minute.
but
They ain't
for their
playing well.
size of their club and the money they got, they bring in some really unknowns and they make them into stars. They're
Very
bloody
true.
and they're brilliant footballers as well. When they battered us 4-1 at the end of the season, all right, half of our players were drunk, but they made us look stupid. The way they move the ball is incredible, right?
So what is Poch going to do with this set of players? What is any manager going to do with them? Now, I admit, when we've got a full team, I think we actually look significantly better. Yeah. I mean, if you think about that on a full team, and for me, I still play a 3-4-2-1. When you've got at the moment, you've got Romero on the right, Van der Ven sitting there, and then in the middle you can put say Dragusin or Danzo, and then in the middle you can put Gallagher and Paulinho. On the right you can say, let's say, put Kudus or Porro, or on the left you can put Adogi, and then up front you can go Maddison, Simmons, or Kulusevski, and then we have to go down a level and put Solanke up there. That team actually looks significantly better.
Who
See,
can
the problem
press
is,
them?
Dan,
Who
it's
can
been
press?
it's been 2 years since we've had a full team. And you know the worst thing is, Maddison and Kulusevski,
They're
not
done.
coming back the same players. So
I agree.
what all I want right now is for the board to understand you cannot fucking put us in this position ever again. If
No.
they don't change their ways in the summer, where we are now is where we're going to remain. You cannot put us in this position again. Do you know what? I look at Tottenham Hotspurs like this, and guys, tell me if I'm talking shit. That's fine. I look at Tottenham
You
like
are.
this as a fuck you. I look at a club like this. Hear me out. This may make sense. It may not. Elite stadium, elite training facilities, elite financial infrastructure, the 9th richest owners in the footballing world. So
Mhm.
for me, everything is elite about Tottenham Hotspurs, bar the footballing team. So now is the time, come the summer, to appoint the correct manager and really invest. And another thing, and I said this ages ago, and I said this to Sav, and he said I didn't know what I was talking about. One of our biggest hamstrings has been our wage structure, and praise Postecoglou for coming out and saying Spurs aren't a big club because they will not pay the wages. Postecoglou, you know his quote himself. Mia read it to me the other day. He wanted Semenyo, Mbuemo, Guehi, Pedro Neto, and Spurs refused to pay the wages. So I'm hoping, after the fact that they've offered Semenyo more than anybody else, maybe that's going to change now. I don't know, but we cannot remain like this for another season.
You
Things
know what
have
the
to
problem-
change.
Do you know
We're
what
under
the
threat of
problem is, though,
relegation.
Benji?
We didn't bring anybody in when we're in the threat of relegation. They gave
Mhm.
us Conor Gallagher, who's
Mhm.
not who we needed, and that's it. that tells you everything that you need to know about the board. We hear about this mythical war chest for how many years now? It's all bullshit. If they didn't bring anybody to help us with relegation battle, do you think they're going to change their ways all of a sudden for the first time in 25 years in the summer? It's not happening.
No, I hear you, and I listen. I agree, but there is a small part of me, and tell me if you maybe possibly think the same thing. I hear what you're saying, and it is a disgrace we didn't bring in more players. To me, I think it might have been a case of we had targets. They simply didn't want to come to us because of probably our situation, and like Semenyo, because we clearly went in for him. It was a known fact. He just didn't want to come because he had a better offer. Now.
But
we
he
all
didn't.
know.
I don't want to know.
He didn't.
We gave him £50,000 more.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
But he went to Man City.
No, me and Dan have this conversation
Do you
all the
know where he
time.
wants to go? City, guys, because guess what? They win. That's why.
When it comes
He
to
wants to go to a place
City,
that wins.
when it comes to City, when it comes to Liverpool, when it comes to Arsenal, when it comes to even Chelsea still, when it comes to Real Madrid, when it comes to PSG, Bayern Munich, you can offer 50 grand extra, and 9 times out of 10 the players can say,
that's why we've got to start winning.
Why is that? Why is that, Dan?
We've got to
because
start
most
winning.
players have got a mentality of winning something, yeah? But I believe that money talks, and I'm still a firm believer that if we
there's more mercenaries.
Sava showed me earlier that we do pay more than a lot of clubs. We do play more in general than Villa and Newcastle, but we are going to even have to up.
Well, our top earners are on 195 a week. Our top earners, just
200.
Yeah, you've named two clubs that haven't been successful.
They're not even
Villa, Newcastle, one cup between
that's going to be 2 years.
Over 300 fucking grand.
I know, but that's going to be 2 years on the trot that we're going to finish in the bottom 15 for fuck's sake. Yeah, we are now going to have to offer an extra 25 grand on top of that to divert someone from Aston Villa or Newcastle.
Exactly, and they caused that, so they better fucking stump up the cash.
It's the only thing we've got.
But the thing is, I don't see why at Villa, right? Villa, yes, they're on the up at the moment, right? But they haven't won fuck all, nor have Newcastle won one cup in 47 years, for God's sake. So we should be able to compete with them, for God's sake.
Yes, we should. Yes, we should. Villa are right on the borderline when it comes to the money. Yeah, if they go about another pound over, they're in fucking trouble. Yeah, they are right on the borderline. The annoying thing is with Spurs is we could literally go out there and outspend every single fucking team in that Premier League, and we wouldn't even get looked at because we bring in that much money basically, and we have, and the amount of money we make. The amount of money we make out of football is more than any other club. Significantly more, yeah? The only reason other clubs bring in more than us is through being in the Champions League and winning things. When it comes to we are one of few clubs out there that can actually sustain ourselves without getting in the Champions League, without winning fuck all, and without sending players, and we can still hold our ground. Yeah. But we don't do it. We don't do it. And when we do spend the money, which we have spent a lot of money over the years, if you actually look at it, we're in the top 5 or top 4 biggest spending clubs in the Premier League. We just spend it on absolute dog shit. When you go out and buy players like fucking Richarlison, when you go out and get Timo Werner on loan for a 2 seasons, when you go out and even buy someone like Solanke, who I think is a okay player, but if you want to win things, I don't think he's quite your man to do it. And we keep going and buying fucking Archie Grays and Odeberts and Tells, you ain't going to get nowhere fast.
And it shows where we are in the league.
There you go. Especially when you look at players that cost you 40 grand when they've never even stepped foot in the Premier League, when they cost you 40 mil, when you could have gone and got about 4 or 5 different players out there who cost about the same amount of money and pay half the fucking wages. So this is our scouting structure that definitely needs something to be done with, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are they handicapped
one thing, one caveat I will say, though, is the English quota in it. So obviously that's where sometimes we're overpaying for players because we need that English quota in it. I think that's obviously part of it.
The way you can get round that is to bring some academy boys through.
But if they're not ready, but if they're not ready, they don't count, Ellie, because you can have them anyway if they're under a certain age. You don't have to count them.
They have to be 21 or over, don't they?
Yeah, but
they don't.
How old do they have to be to count on the quota?
No, if someone is 16, you can still label them on your full team, yeah? but you don't have to, because anyone under 21, I think it is, you can just play them at any time anyway. You don't have to label them in the 25 squad, yeah? But you can go and get a bloody 16-year-old and label him in that 25 squad if you want it.
Yeah.
The thing
as far
about
as
it
I
is,
know.
What's his name? Lamine
Deny
Yamal. How
Byfield.
old was he? How old was he when he played for
17.
Barca? Oh, there you go. I thought it was 16, wasn't he? Or was he 15?
Are you talking about another player? I was talking about Deny Byfield.
I'm just thinking what age you can actually get them in at. It wasn't Lamine Yamal fucking 15 when he played for Barca.
Something like that, 15, 16.
Yeah, I don't actually know what age they have to be. No. Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
So, do you sort of think this fella's going to keep us up?
I don't know. It's a loaded question.
Well, I'm asking your opinion. Do you think he is?
I would say yes, because I don't think we're going to get rid of. I think that we're teetering on the edge, but I think we'll be able to get enough wins in some of these matches that we've got coming up to get points to stay up. So
I think West Ham would stay up, and I think either Forest or Leeds would go down. But I think Forest, because they've changed their manager as well. I think they're on a downer. I think Forest will go down, and we'll stay up with West. I think West Ham would get out of it.
You do?
I really do.
I'll quite happily see West Ham go down. I think
so do I, but I think they're going to get out of
it. They have got out of it a couple of times, but they've also gone down a couple of times as well. So who actually thinks that we're going to stay up? I'm still in the... Now we've gone and got this manager. From 80-20, I've gone to 70-30. I still think we're going to stay up, but I think it's going to be by the skin of our teeth, basically, yeah? And then next season is what's going to talk. Do you not think we're going to stay up?
I mean, we're playing Leeds and Forest, right? So those two are 6-pointers. If we win those two games at home, we're going to stay up.
Yeah,
it's those 2 games. That's our season. Those 2 games, we need to win. We're going to stay up.
I agree with that. I think we're going to stay up, but I think it's going to be a very close call. And I think this one is going to be the one that it's either wake up or you're going to go down the next season. But I do think do you not think injuries have had a lot to do with this season, and feel a bit sorry for Frank in the aspect of we have had some fucking injuries this year, whereas with Ange we had injuries, but you could at least put half the injuries on Ange for the way he played football, because they was exactly the same way.
I felt more sorry for Ange than I did.
No, Ange's injuries were half of them.
Regardless, I felt more sorry for Ange and his injuries and the lack of discussion that had compared to Thomas Frank, because at least under Ange, you had a fucking direction, you had a play style. Under Frank, I think you could have given him the full squad and he still would have played the same.
And then you forgot under Ange, there was AFCON and Asia Cup. We lost I remember 5 games where 9 starters were out because there were AFCON, Asia Cup, and injuries. We had to play Bissouma as center
I get
back.
what you mean, but the injuries, at least half of them was down to the way Ange played football, because it was exactly the same injuries that you had in Celtic and everything. Whereas this year, you've got to admit, I ain't usually one to play on injuries, but fucking hell, have we been done over with injuries left, right, and centre?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's down to Frank's style of football. Whereas the season before,
But could it be down to that he's not actually got our players fit enough? A lot of them have been ACLs, haven't they, as well this season?
Very true. Do you know what? Odderbears recently, I didn't realise he actually picked up an ACL. He tore his ACL.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It's not just injuries. We didn't replace the goals that we lost. Like Maddison's injured, right? So we've lost these goals. I think he scored 11 or 12, and his assists as well. And then we lost Sonny with his goals and assists. Then Solanke was out for a lot of the time, so we lost his goals. All right, he doesn't score that many, but he still scores. Then Richie steps in, scores a few goals, gets injured. So it's like I feel sorry for him, but you got like Dan says, you've got to play with the cards you've got, right? And he was very negative the way he played, so we weren't going to get the victories because of the style of play. Right, so
style of play. Did you know what style of play we played, Ellie? Because I still don't have a bloody
That's what I'm saying. You don't know the style of play. We didn't have a style of play.
We know what I think.
We didn't have no identity.
The ACL injuries that might have to do with the turf or with the pitch, that NFL pitch or the retractable turf.
I don't
underneath.
believe that. This is a
It's never
film.
been a
Play
problem
on it.
before.
It
It's
could be
never
that.
been a
Teams
problem
play on
before.
it. You can't use that as an
Exactly.
No,
excuse because
it's an
they
idea
have
at
to
least.
play on
Even
it
Because,
as well.
ACLs are freak injuries. ACLs are not. Those are
Yeah,
freak
but what we're
injuries.
trying to
not like
say is
hamstrings.
we play on it half of the time, Eugene, because we play on the other half and other grounds, and other teams come
Yeah,
to
no.
us and don't get those injuries. So if it was the pitch, then other teams would get the same injuries when they played on our pitch.
Yeah.
It's not logical.
no, look. To be fair to Eugene, he's just trying to clutch at straws because other than that, what is it? Just freak injuries. He's got a point. You know, why are we getting such horrendous injuries? I mean, at first it was blamed on Postecoglou. What's the excuse under Frank?
It happens
know,
every
it's-
single season. Like
It's madness.
we
It's
said on
madness.
before.
Because it's a
every
very
season.
physical league. It's very physical now, and you don't get 5 seconds on the ball before somebody's cluttering you.
But
You
ACL
know?
is different, Ellie, right? ACL, that's a non-impact injury that has nothing to do with physicality or anything else. It's just a freak injury.
He did it because it was a wet pitch, right? And he slipped. You watch it properly. He slipped and he pulls his leg out. Like
I'm
you know
saying
when Gaz had done the tackle in the FA Cup final, he slid across and he pulled his leg out, and he done his cruciate knee ligaments. That's where because when you're stretching too much, you pull your knee out.
Oh, that sounds so horrific when you say
It's
it like
horrible.
that.
It's a horror. I haven't had that injury, but I've had broken legs, and it's horrible.
But I do
It's-
think
I remember-
fitness is a thing, though. I do think that we don't look particularly fit as a team. I don't think, and that could be another reason why we can only play half a game of football. Because if his training hasn't been intense enough, maybe the players they're not as fit.
Sorry,
I
guys,
get that.
aspect,
jump in really quick, Dan. Have you checked Starred?
That's a very good
Go
point.
go back up and check Starred, mate, if you can.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What
All
one?
right.
I've
It's
started.
all right.
mate.
You can bring it up on
Don't
that.
get used to it.
When it comes down to a player, yeah, I mean, the example I can give, I had some mates twice the fucking size of me who could have punched me under a brick wall quite easily in that, yeah. But when it used to happen up the nightclub and that, as all they'd take is a flick and their nose would be broken, and some people are just physically, they might be hench as fuck and proper built for it, but their body ain't gonna do it, and you ain't gonna make the body really any stronger. If someone has got flimsy bones and flimsy muscles, i.e. ACL and that, yeah, you ain't gonna make it stronger. No matter what you do, you are not gonna make that stronger. All right, you can hench up and everything else, but if someone's got a weak body, you can be the biggest muscless person on the planet, and you are still going to break easier than that little Luka Modric sitting next to you,
not ACL,
who
though,
never
Dan.
seemed to break no matter back.
Not for ACL.
Again, yes, for ACL. Yes, people are different. Everybody is
It's not a
different.
muscle.
I know
You
it's not
think
a
it's
muscle,
genetics? You think it's
but
genetics?
some,
No, it's
yeah,
just bad luck.
yeah, but
Not
yours,
just
no, but
genetics.
Eugene,
Built different.
yours ain't going to be the same as mine because we're two different people and we're built totally different from muscle to bone to structure to DNA to ACLs to everything. We're built different. So what I'm saying is, you can have the best built person on the planet, but it doesn't mean he's going to have a better bone structure, a better muscle structure, or a better ACL structure than the little man standing next to him where there's nothing of it. And look at Modric. How many times did he get busted? And he's half the size of me.
And Bernardo Silva, he's tiny, and he doesn't get ACLs. Yeah, but you know what? On that ACL issue, I'd like to raise this, right? Because in the women's game, right, women suffer ACL injuries 6 times more than men, right?
Because
and
women are more flimsy than men.
Yeah, we're more flimsy, but not only that, they're looking into the sports science of why that's happening, and they're doing a lot of research which will go into the men's game as well, because they're looking at the women's game because we suffer more. 6 times more. So if they suss that out and do training to strengthen the muscle around the knee, like all the muscles, if you strengthen them, the impact on the knee is not so heavy.
But Ellie,
so they are looking into it, but whether they won't be able to cut it out completely because there's, it's impossible.
When it comes to that one, Ellie, yeah, people are just built differently. And one thing that just does make me laugh is when women go on about like injuries and this. Women are never going to be up to the man's standards of football. They are never going to be able to hold up with a man. Yeah, but a lot of women think they are, and a lot of women go on about they should be paid
they're delusional.
Delusional.
I played football, right? It's delusional, right?
But Ellie, in American football, NFL, they're the most fit athletes in the world, American football, and they get ACLs all the time. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
those are peak athletes, the most peak
Women-
athletes in the world, because it just happens when your
Women are
ligaments
going to break 10
when you
times
land a
easier
certain
than a
way,
man,
it just
no
happens.
matter what. Women
Yeah.
are always going to break easier than men, and that's no disrespect to anyone. That's just a fact. Women are not built the same way men are. That is why if you get a bunch of 14-year-olds on a bloody pitch of boys, they will outschool and make the best women's team in the world look like nothing. And it has been done many a time. Why? Because men and women are just built different. It's not that anyone is, it's just the way it is. It's the way, if you want to say it's a god, if you want to say it's nature, it is what it is, like it or lump it. And when it comes to men as well, women as well, everyone is just built differently. Some people can
Yeah.
just take a beating and others can't.
It's just
And
that
that's all there is to it.
you can help it, but you can't get rid of it. You can help
Exactly.
build the muscle up more, whether you're a man or
Mhm.
woman. Obviously, women haven't got as strong muscles as men, but the inherent thing is that it is happening in both games, and it's happening more to women because we're slightly built compared to fellas. But
Yeah.
what you can do is try and do damage limitation on the
Yeah, it's
type
not
of
just-
training you should be doing.
It's not just that; it's the testosterone with the muscles, the way the
Yeah.
men's muscles will develop
They
differently to
recover
women.
more.
Because they've got testosterone in their body,
Yeah.
so that means that it's different. That's why they're obviously physically always going to be naturally stronger. It
And
doesn't matter.
It is
Like,
what it is. But some
Yeah,
people
like,
say
listen,
that's disrespectful.
Well, no,
it's not.
because they're being silly.
I arm wrestled my youngest, and he got to about 14 and he can beat me now in an arm wrestle because naturally he's building up boy muscles because he's
Yeah.
obviously got testosterone. Now he's 16. He smashes me in the arm wrestle, man. I do weights and everything. I do upper body strength and everything when I train. But obviously I'm never going to be naturally as strong as he is because he's got testosterone. He's going through obviously that stage where he's got a lot of that going through his body at the minute because he's growing as a boy.
And some people just can't accept that. And my whole point of the thing is that when it comes down to men as well, some men are just built better than others. And like I'm saying, you can have a fucking 6-pack, you can have an 8-pack, you can have a bloody 12-pack if you want. You can be built like a brick shithouse, and I'll bet you that little bloke next to you can take a better beating than you can and still get up and call you a mug when you've had a slap in the face and you're laying on the floor with a busted nose or a broken ankle or whatever else in that. Some people are just built differently. Now you get other people who are built like a brick shithouse and they've got a bone structure and that like a brick shithouse.
Triori.
You know, I mean, you look at some of the cage fighting and everything and that, yeah. You actually see that some of the ones out there that get broken the less are actually some of the smaller fellas out there. Some of the hedge fellas usually get injured a lot more than the smaller fellas. It's just people are built.
So I'll tell you what, just out of question, I suppose, what is the general consensus? Why do we think we are getting such severe injuries? Because I'm sorry, Postecoglou's not here anymore, so he can't be the scapegoat for this.
No,
why are we getting such severe injuries?
I think Mia touched on it, didn't she? She said their fitness levels.
No.
They're not as fit. I mean, the training, it wasn't that intense. When I watched the training, I was thinking they're just larking about, just mucking about, and I want when you see the real big teams when you watch their training sessions, they're so intense and the passing drills are fantastic. We don't do any of that.
Well, let me tell you something, Ellie. When a man comes home, when our God King returns, when our husband returns, his training sessions are savage.
Yeah.
Little fun fact for you guys. You probably heard me say this
you.
before. No, right? I can tell you. There's a little story about him at Southampton. So a couple of the players turned up to Poch's office and said to him, "Look, boss, Gov, we can't keep doing these training sessions. They're too tough." Do you know what he turned around and said to him? "You're welcome to leave. If not, I'll see you in the morning." The guy is an absolute savage when it comes to his training sessions. He has no problems putting players through double training sessions. So
he's got the baby face, but he's an assassin.
He is. Oh,
he's literally an assassin. He's going to kill all our players.
He even got Dembele. He put Dembele on a diet because Dembele was a big lad, right? And his movement wasn't as good. He made him better because he
made a lot of our players better. Yeah, for
like
sure.
with Dembele, he's got all the skill, everything, but he didn't have that that extra edge, you know. And then you see Dembele under Poch, how he developed him and made him slimmer and more mobile. And that I remember that Man United game that we won 3-2. He done that brilliant run and passed it to Bell. It's brilliant. He bossed that midfield. He bossed a lot of games, obviously, but I just remember that game in particular because Dembele ruled the roost. He was fabulous.
If I remember correctly, when we played under Poch, we were literally the team that did the most, like running. We run the
Yeah,
most. 'Cause
Ericsson as
even
well.
in second halves of football, other teams were getting tired and we weren't because we were just so ridiculously
Super
fit.
fit.
No.
According to Scotty, apparently the injury problems are down to Eugene. Do you want to
I mean,
answer
there's
for that,
only
mate?
one answer for that. It's voodoo. We're cursed.
Well,
That's
Listen
it.
to
But
this,
actually,
right?
I want
Listen
to talk
to
about
this,
something.
right?
So last night I was on Luke's channel, and Marlon, he brought up a great point about Poch, that Poch ruined Dele's career. The way he wants everybody to press, the shelf life of players is really short. So if he comes here and he wants us to press, that takes a huge toll on the players. And
Yeah.
if we're getting hurt now, the injuries will be out of control.
So what we saying
that-
here? We
that
saying
was a
the
good point.
players now are different to the players from back then? Because that wasn't that long ago, guys. That was
I
what?
think that's
Yeah,
people in
I
general.
know.
I think that's not just a mental. I think that's a lot to do with the mentality. I think people of this day and age are a lot weaker than people were 30,
But more
40
games as
years
well.
ago
The number of
anyway.
games we'll play, it's way more games with the
There-
international
yes.
games. That's why the
Yeah.
players are getting hurt.
But then you look at it, it's on it might be more games, but then you look at the landscape that people used to play on, and you look at even down to the football
sure,
they
yeah.
used to use and everything else. People 30, 40, 50 years ago were harder mentally and physically than people are now.
100%,
Yep.
100%. Just
Yeah.
on that subject, give us a quick. I need to take a quick look at
True.
him. I think that's Alex, or is that box office? I'm not sure.
He
Who
looks
have we
like
got tonight,
Alex.
Al? How you doing, mate? You good? How you been?
It's always Mr. Box Office on stream. It's always Mr. Box Office. You know what I mean? It's just that Mr. Box Office becomes more disinterested every single year with Tottenham because
I hear you, brother.
It just becomes even more disinteresting by the year, maybe by the day now. But
What
you know
about by the
that's how
week?
it is. Well, by the week, you know what I mean. So it's just a standard thing for me. But I mean, I don't know about on the conversation injuries. I've got no idea how you can sort out. And the only thing I would say at the moment is I do think there is something in the whole thing about us playing different styles and having different doctors and fitness coaches and stuff like that. I don't think that does help in one way as well, which goes back onto the identity thing. You know what I mean? It goes back onto the identity thing for me. And again, if I'm repeating what I'm saying again, well, that's just get used to it because that's been a Tottenham fan. Rinse and repeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you might as well just do the ombudsman of bloody EastEnders. Let's just be honest here. You know what I mean? I mean, I know you've spoken about Igor Tudor, and by the way, it was nothing to do with Lange or bloody Vinay. It was bloody Paratici who suggested it in bloody December, and they said no. So the cheek of them now to just go back to what Paratici said. By the way, again, don't like Paratici. Just shows you how idiotic and what clowns we've got in charge of this club. Honestly, you know
Alex,
what I mean?
let me ask you, brother. Let me
don't
ask
deserve
you.
any credit whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you though, because this is important. Does that really matter? Is he good enough?
Honestly, I don't really. To honestly, as long as we stay up, it doesn't matter. Don't make a blind bit of difference. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't get any credit whatsoever. The guy, the two of them should be sacked and get out the door.
Yeah.
And then that's it for me. I'm sorry. I'm not even joking anymore because I'm fed up of even the fact that they even had the opportunity to even choose the manager. It should be a sham in itself. You know what I mean? But no, head coach, isn't it? So I'm not doing that. But yeah, it's a kind of element of convenience for both of us really at the moment. We'll save his career if he does well at Tottenham, so he can go off and do something else, and then we can stay up. and then we can try and sort ourselves out so we're never in this position again. So it's just an element of convenience as far as I'm concerned. I can't get excited. I'm never going to get excited by this. We should never be in this position again. You know what I mean? And if anybody's thinking that we're going to see exciting football, well, I'm sorry to break it to you. We're not going to see exciting football. Sorry. It is what it is.
We haven't got the players to play exciting football.
Well, we're not going to see exciting football.
The only one who's got a little bit of more tech than any other player is Xavi, but he's been up and down. Yeah, because he hasn't got the support network right round him either, of all the technical players that he could have playing with him. You pass the ball and they overweight it, they pass it off the pitch, they can't put 2 or 3 passes together. And I'm thinking, bloody hell, is this what we've come to? And this Thomas Frank is supposed to be a coach. Fuck. If he's a coach, what are we looking at here? Come on.
I mean, look, I don't care about sexy football at this point. What I care about is some sort of a plan and something that will keep us surviving in this league. I mean, again, we'll go back to it. I really don't know if this Tudor fella is going to keep us alive. Like for me right now, I'd quite comfortably say I'm 60% we go down and 40% we stay up.
Honestly, Benji, I don't even know what we're doing at the moment. I don't even know if we're going to stay up right now. I've got no idea.
I hear you, mate.
I've got no idea. It sums it all up. It sums it all up, yeah. The fact that Dan is so quiet right now, right? Even he looks like he's fed up. Even he looks like he's fed up.
He wants to have another bag.
Because I think the only reason why he's not fed up is because he wants to argue with you, deluded Benji. You know what I mean?
Alex, you got me deep there, mate.
You spoiled it there, Alex. You spoiled it.
Oh, you're fucking that up, mate.
I mean, honestly, he looks so fed up. He's the same as me at the moment. I think he feels the same as me at the moment.
He thinks we're fucking staying up. Are you mad, Alex? Are you mad? He thinks we're fucking staying up.
Don't get used to it, Alex. Alex, don't get used to it, but I'm going to agree with you. I completely agree with I concur about Dan, about Benji being deluded. We're on the same page on that one.
We're all, do you know what? We all might be a bit.
I'm only joking, Benji.
I'm out of here. I'm done with you.
Some may be deluded, others are numb, others are fed up, others want a fag. and Mia's calling out Benji. Go on, Mia.
I'm getting taken to the cleaners by one another.
I'm allowed to have a smoke because I'm having a drink. That's the only reason I'm allowed to have a smoke now. And Ben, go blow your nose, mate. Anyway, go back to what you're saying.
You're right. I fucking wish.
And it's too expensive these days, and it's too fucking. You know what, Ben? It's just like the football players. It's too fucking expensive, and it's too fucking shit for what you get unless you know the right people. Mate. In that aspect, Ben, you need to know the right people, and you need the right fucking scout. But that's
you need to put me in touch with these people, mate, because that's how Tottenham was fucking. Yeah, that's where
we'll speak after.
Yeah, gotcha.
Anyway, back to the football side of it.
Yeah, no. Listen, it's just what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, I accept what's happening at the moment. Do I have to like it? Do I have to watch it? Like Kuva says, toys. Was it toys? Turn off, you Spurs.
Toys, yeah. Toys.
Yeah, I always, he always has that, he's always giving me some good advice with Tottenham, and he sums it all up for me when he says that. So, if we stay up, that the main thing is we stay up, but do not ever I don't believe what Alice Gold's saying. If he does well, we keep him, because it just shows you where we're going. Right? No way. Right.
I mean, here's a question I've got for everyone then, yeah, because someone keeps bringing it up in the chat. That I'm sort of having. Where is it? There we are. Yeah, that I'm having I wouldn't say debate with, but a talk with. If we go down, that would not finish us, and I'll give you the reasons why, and then I'm going to ask your opinions why. Why? Because of Levy. He set it up in such a way that we've got, what is it, over 30 odd years to pay this shit back. And what the intelligent businessman done was he actually went and paid it with another debt that he got, another loan that he got that had less APR on it. So it was basically like getting a credit
Genius.
card,
20%.
paying that off, and that credit card, you've got free APR for fucking 18 months. Yeah, that is basically what he did. The man is a fucking, in his own way, whether people like it or not, Levy is a fucking smart fella and done some good shit. And he also fucked up very badly. No two ways about it. Yeah, but people should look on both sides of it. Yeah, I think a lot of people with Levy just wanted to blame someone, and he fucked the football side up very good. But the only reason we're even considered a big club now, fuck the history of fucking 40 years ago. No one gives a monkeys about it. Yeah. Okay. History makes a club and that. But what player is going to come to Spurs because of history of 40 years ago? They ain't. Yeah. It don't matter. Yeah. It's made the club's name. But is a player going to sit there and go, oh, Spurs were like this just after World War II. I'm going to go to them. No, they're fucking not. Be real. Yeah. And
we weren't good after World War II, by the way.
You know
We
what
were
I'm
shit.
Ellie, we was not about then, and that includes you. Yeah?
No,
I'd
I
still
wasn't
say you
about.
don't, Ellie. I'd still say you don't look a day over 32. So take it, that way, yeah. Take it as a compliment. When it comes down to it, even if we go down, we can hold our ground easy. Why? Because the amount of money we pull out through that fucking football ground. Yeah?
What Dan's saying is our repayment structures are next to nothing, right?
Exactly, yeah. Compared to what a lot of other things would be, yeah. Especially with the time we've got it. The stadium we built, if you built that now, you could treble the price in it, yeah. Look at Man U, what they're going to have to do. You're talking about a 3-4 billion stadium they've got to build to get their size. What I'm getting at is if we go down, outside the club covers that. Now, the money inside the club on the football would not be good, but we would also have that money of going down. That, what is it, 150 million you get for going down, basically, to cover your ass? Is it 150?
Something like that.
I think we would be more than capable of holding our ground. Going down would not end us. People talk about that Levy left us in the shit because of we owe 800 million on the stadium. Well, I don't know how many people have bought a fucking house and had a fucking mortgage on it. That is exactly what it is. But our mortgage is blatantly covered outside of football. So if anything, that gives us an advantage over a lot of teams that actually go down that would have to pay for extra stuff outside the football. So going down would not finish us in any means or manner, in my opinion. What do you lot reckon?
I think personally, what you've also got to consider, that loan obviously isn't something I would be concerned about. Just like you, they've done it in a way that's actually reasonable. But you've got to think that prices of tickets will have to go down, but the cost of the actual stadium is still the same. So what it takes for staff to keep it, maintain it, all the things that you need for the actual stadium will remain the same, but the incoming will be a lot less because they're not going to be able to charge as much for tickets.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where I would say
that would hurt the football side. On paying for the stadium and that's all covered. And
the stadium. No, that's not what my concern is. That's what I'm saying.
But that, Mia, is what people are talking about. We wouldn't be able to pay the stadium. Bollocks, we wouldn't be able to pay the stadium. For what we actually have to pay on that is tuppence money, really, compared to what a lot of other people would got a deal on that mortgage for. The deal we got for that, if people actually check it up, is unbelievable on what we don't have to pay back. Outside of the football, this is what I keep saying. If people actually check this up and stop just being blind that they despise Daniel Levy, yeah, the way he managed to set that up was quality. No two ways about it. You've got to give the man credit for it.
He's got a lot of advisors as well, remember?
That even if we went down, we are one of the few clubs in football as a whole that can hold our shit. If we don't sell players, if we don't get in the Champions League and we don't win things, we still have money sitting there. Whereas a lot of other clubs, think of Chelsea, for instance, yeah? If they don't sell their players, if they don't get into Champions Leagues, they don't win things, their winning structure, their paying structure goes right down. They don't bring in the money with their shabby, old school, shitty little stadium, yeah? Man U can bring it in to an extent because of the size of their stadium. But the problem is with Man U, Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, is whether people like it or not. Take this offensive if you want. That's your choice. I really don't care. Yeah. The further up north you go, the poorer it gets. You cannot charge the same ticket prices at
Very
Manchester
true.
United, the biggest club one of the biggest clubs on the planet, or Man City, one of the best clubs on the planet, or Aston Villa, Newcastle. They can't even charge the same ticket prices as fucking Fulham. Why? Because the further up north you get, why do you think a 5-bedroom house up in Newcastle is 200 grand, 220 grand? And the place I've got is worth nearly fucking $500,000, and it's a two-bedroom bungalow.
Dan,
we would
let me
be
ask
able
you.
to hold it because outside the stadium, but on the football side, yes, it would damage us, but not to the point that I think a lot of people think.
I
But
think
Dan,
that's not true. Sorry.
Hold on. By Dan, I got to ask. By him doing that on the business side, does that excuse him for single-handedly stopping us from getting players that could come in and possibly change the history and direction of this club? I mean, we could reel off some names that we all know.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. On the football side, he fucked up many a time. Yeah, no two ways about it. But I call it an opinion. The only reason we are considered a big club now, okay, tell me we was a big club in 1980s, 1970s, I'll go with that, yeah? And there's elite club, like Lubo put it to me and put me like to look on it in a different way. We have never been an elite club bar maybe 2 seasons, and that was like 1960s for fuck's sake, yeah? I wasn't even born, nor was any of us, yeah? The only reason I would never believe that, Elisa, don't lie to me.
I was born in 62.
I still don't believe. So when it comes down to it, yeah, we have never been an elite club. And if you actually look at us for what we've won over the past 30 years, you wouldn't even think we're a fucking big club. The only reason we got even invited into that Super League was because of the money. The only reason we're considered top 6 club isn't because of what we've won over the years, yeah? It's because of the money. The only reason we're in the top 10 clubs in the world, top 10 biggest, yes, we've got a massive support group. Yes, we've got the stadium and that, but it's because of the money. That is the only reason we are even considered a big club now.
Dan, but we are the sixth most successful club in England.
But Ellie, on that aspect,
in terms of the amount of trophies we've won.
Right.
I'm not saying that makes us a big club. I'm just saying we are the 6th most.
I get that. But if you want to be realistic, Ellie, here, yeah, and you want to put a point structure on it, yeah, if you say put 20 points for a Champions League or a Champions Cup, 15 points for a league, let's say 8 points for an FA Cup, I'm just coming up with random numbers. If you was to do it on a point structure, we'd be we would be behind.
We'd be lower down. We would be lower down than fucking Everton. But we've done the double, so that gives us a bit more points.
Yeah, but my point is, as all we have ever been is a cup club. Everton looked down on us with the leagues they have won, yeah? We have won the same amount of leagues as Derby fucking County. 2. Yeah? This whole thing that Spurs are a big club, we are only even looked at as a big club now because of Daniel Levy, what he did on the money structure. And whether people like it or not, business is just as much a part of football as football is. Our problem is we only looked on the fucking business side. But the only reason we're even a big club now is because of the money. Who would actually look at Spurs if you look at that structure and you look at what we've won and everything else, yeah? Now I'm going to have a little rant here, yeah? And you look at everything else. Right. Look at Spurs. Look at Bayern Munich. Look at Real Madrid. Look at Man U. Look at this and that. Right. But take out everything they've won. Forget the club's history on what it's won on the football side.
Yeah.
Look on the business structure of the club, the amount of money it pulls in, the size of the stadium, the amount of the fan base, the amount of this. You'd look at it all and you'd think, yes, Tottenham Hotspur is just as big as Man U, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juventus. Go through it.
Yeah.
But then you take that side out of it and you look at the football side. And if you just looked at the football side, you'd laugh at it and think Tottenham Hotspur are nowhere near any of those clubs, which they ain't. We are only even considered a big club because of money. And for that, whether people like it or not, you have to thank Mr. Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go again?
Do you know what makes me sick about this entire situation? And bear with me here. in my opinion, we are one step away from being an elite tier club. I think we are waiting.
I agree.
Why? Because again, I said this earlier. Look at the club as a whole: elite stadium, elite training facility, elite financial infrastructure. Our owners are the ninth richest owners on the planet. The only thing that is stopping us right now is the most important thing, and that is on the pitch. And again, it's our owners that not only have helped build what we've got, they're also the ones that are stopping us from stepping into that light. You know, look at the problems we've got with our wage structure. You can say that's not the be all and end all, but that is a major contributing factor to why we can't attract, or at the time at least, because I know now we'd struggle, but you know, why we couldn't attract the top players that would take us to that next level. It's really frustrating because you look at a club like us and you think we're not far away from doing something really fucking special. You know,
that is the point, Ben. Yeah, this is when I say we are sleeping giants. Yeah, whoever comes into Spurs is going to have to pay excess amount of money. Yeah, and you'd think, why would you pay 4 billion for Spurs when Chelsea only cost that and this is only
it's all there.
That? The reason is because the structure, the baseline, whatever you want to call it, it is there. You walk into Spurs, you've already got your money coming in because the stadium is there. You've got the training facilities, you've got the fan facility, you've got everything. As all, and I do mean all quite lightly, you've got to focus on is the football side and the player side, which is actually quite cheap compared to having to do, if you Man U, they need to build a new fucking stadium. To rebuild Old Trafford, they're paying 3 to 4 billion. Newcastle, they're starting to at the point where they need to build a new stadium or parts of the stadium, like Liverpool. You take over one of them now, and then also they've got to try and bring that money in. And up north, you ain't bringing in the same sort of money that you do in London. The only reason that England and Scotland survive is because of London.
Yeah.
Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, Birmingham, fucking Birmingham, don't bring in the fucking money that support. If there was no London, there'd be no England, there'd be no fucking Scotland, yeah?
Yeah.
When it comes down to the crunch, Tottenham have got everything.
Everything.
Is that man to come in and he wants to do the football side because everything is there on a fucking plate.
That's right.
We are sleeping giants in that aspect. Go on, Ellie.
Yeah.
Down to you.
But everything but the silverware, right? The currency for players, because you said it earlier, Dan. Players don't want to come to Spurs because we haven't got the trophies. They're choosing Man City, they're choosing Chelsea, they're choosing Arsenal, they're choosing Liverpool because they are Man United because even if they haven't won anything recently, they still won a couple of trophies. So they're always in the mix for trophies anyway. But they're not choosing us, and therefore we've got to get it. We've got to go some.
You're
We've
right.
got to go some to win trophies because trophies are currency. Right? Players want to go to teams that are successful. They're not looking at the bank balance. They're looking at, can we win something here? Yeah? And when they look at Tottenham, they're thinking, no, we can't. And that's our downfall. We've got to start winning regularly. And to get there, the owners have to think big, think elite, and pay those wages so that we can compete.
Look what Boneverse said. We've got a fucking 10-year deal or 9 years left with the NFL. That any NFL game comes over, it has to go to Tottenham. Yeah, we've got deals with the boxing, concerts, events. We're having hotels built at the back. We've got a go-kart track, fucking that's getting
underneath
sponsored
the
by
stadium,
underneath the stadium and everything. It is all there on a plate, basically. Yeah,
we print money for fun.
There you go. Yeah, whoever takes over at Spurs has nothing to worry about on the money coming in. Nothing. As all they've got to do is focus on that football side. Now, Spurs are now at that point where the only way we're going to bring more money in, basically, is improve on the football side. And we've got to have owners that are willing to come in and do that. We are better off than practically any other club in this country with the money that we can bring in out of football.
Yeah.
Arsenal don't even bring in the money that we do out of football. Why? Who wants to go to fucking Arsenal Stadium and have a box in there? They don't. And people say, I don't give a fuck about boxing. I don't care about this. But like it or lump it, business is football these days. Money is what makes the world go round, whether people like it or not. It is at the end of the day. Everything has a price, in my opinion. And whoever takes over at Spurs, it is there on a fucking plate. Everything is there. But until that happens, we are only considered a big club because of the money. No other reason. Unless anyone else wants to give me a reason.
Well, we've got a very good history. We have got a good history which we've built up.
Have we?
Right?
Have we?
Yeah, yes, we have. Because you guys, right? You're younger than me, right? So in the 60s, we won 9 trophies, right? Bill Nicholson done the double, scoring 115 goals. No other club has achieved that. No other club has won the FA Cup as a non-league club. We were the first club to win a European trophy, right? We set standards, and then the standards went right down, right? And that's why you're thinking we're not a big club, because we are a big club in money, but we could be an elite club if the owners just pushed us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what happened 60 years ago, Ellie? Nobody gives a fuck.
Well,
It's the history of the club.
I do, because it's part
but Ellie,
of your
what happened
part of
60
the
years
club
ago,
is your history as well.
Of course it is. I'm not disputing that. I think you're taking the wrong side of what I'm saying. History is a massive part of anything. History is a massive part of your life, yeah? But what happened 60 years ago with Spurs is irrelevant and has no aspect on what happens tomorrow at Spurs.
Standards.
What? Now, 2 years. You look at it this way, yeah? Last season, we won the Europa Cup, yeah? That meant something because it meant we was in the Champions League this year. This year, we're going to finish 15th. Who gives a fuck that we won the Europa Cup 2 years ago now? It's irrelevant. It means nothing. In the Spurs history, it means something. But in football history, it means fuck all because it has no effect on what happens tomorrow. Do you get where I'm coming from now?
But what I'm saying is about standards. I'm saying about standards. If you raise your standards and you keep your standards and you learn from your past, what did we do right then? Right? And you learn. How do people learn? They don't just learn about what's going to happen in the future and what's happening now. They learn from past what you were doing right then, right? There's more money in football now, right? So we should be elite. With the money that we make, like you said, we should be an elite team, challenging on all fronts. And we're not, because our owners are not doing it. They're not setting the standards. They're not planning. They're not building.
I agree.
And it's frustrating because everything is there on the plate for them.
Exactly. Until people want to actually play football at Spurs and win at football, nothing is ever going to change. And what happened 60 years ago is totally irrelevant and means nothing and has got nothing to do with what happens in the next 6 months at Spurs.
I know, but what I was saying, Dan, I don't think you're getting the point. You have to set a standard at a club, right? You learn from your mistakes. You learn from the past, what you were doing right then. Right, on the football side, not on the money side, because the money's there to make us an elite club, right?
It is.
You have to build the structure from the bottom to the top, right? And that's what we haven't done. We keep chop managers, no cohesion. It's a mess, right? That's what I'm saying. You have to set standards at a club like Liverpool. They've got standards, right? If they lose a game, they flipping hate it. It's their mentality. Why did we lose a bloody game? We lose a game, everybody just walks and has a beer.
Exactly that. And in that aspect, this is what I mean by people go on about Spurs being this big club and that. The only reason we're even considered a big club, we've never been an elite club, a big club, is because of the money that we've got. If you look at what we've won in the past 20 years, whether you want to blame it on fucking Levy, blame it on Enoch, blame it on Mickey Mouse for all I care, yeah? We are not a big club. A big club does not win 2 fucking cups in 25 years.
You know what, right? I looked at Poch's record, right? Okay, so I gave you the 16-17 season, right? We finished second to Chelsea, right? We scored 86 goals and let in 26. That is elite. That is elite with a plus 60 goal difference. And we
And
lost
still
by
won fuck all.
and we lost by 7 points because we won 26 and drew 8. Right, but that is elite. 86 goals, 26. You imagine 26 goals if we let in 20. We'll all be having a party.
Yeah,
Won't
But
we?
no one
Ellie.
cares, Ellie, because that's not like no one cares because we didn't
I'm
win
just saying
anything. Like
we could have, if we pushed
but we
on,
could
we
have.
were elite.
But
If
he
we
could have.
just
Hold
pushed
on a
that
minute. You
extra
just said
yard.
no. Hold on. You just said about cups, right? But he didn't push for those cups. He was there for what 5 years.
I get
He
that.
did
I'm
not
talking
push
about
for
the
the
league.
cups. Yeah, but
I'm
we're
talking
talking
about the record in
But
the
we're talking
league.
about winning. No,
86
because you just
goals, 26
Hang on,
yards.
let
That
me
is
have
elite
finish. Let me have
football.
finish.
right.
Ellie, let
Hold
me
up.
have
But
finish,
you
and
were
then we come to you.
speaking about the club being standards and winning stuff. If you've got a manager who does not take those cups seriously, then no, you're not going to keep going. You're going to not get those cups under your belt, are you? And that's what the whole point of me saying about Pochettino.
But he
If
got
we
to 2 League Cup finals, Mia.
out of how
But-
many years he was there, Ellie, man, that's
Only
not
there
good
4
enough.
years.
But you just
First
said
year he
about the
got to the League
stats.
Cup final.
But
The third
you
year he
just
got to then he got to the
but,
Champions League. That's 3 finals in 4 years. He
but
got
you
to.
just 5 years, I think he was with us, was he not? Was it not
No,
5?
4 point
Four.
whatever years. The full 5th season, they sacked him after 15 games. I
So
think it was.
what I'm trying to say to you, but he never got us over that line, and he
I
never got
know.
us to
And it's a
like
bloody
win
shame that he
anything.
didn't.
And you
'Cause
just said about the stats, and that's the fact that he didn't get us over that line, and that is what is important: is getting yourself over that line to
Yeah.
build that mentality of
I'm
being a
saying,
winner.
I know
So
that,
I
but
know.
I'm
So
saying
no
he
one
did make
cares
us
about how
elite.
elite,
He just
about
didn't
how
bloody
fucking
win.
elite our football was in those fucking years, because we didn't win a fuck all. Like nobody
I know.
cares. Like if we was an elite football because we played elite football, fantastic, excellent, great, but it didn't win us nothing.
I
Do you
get
know
your
what?
point. I
Do you
do
know
get your
what? Hang
point,
on.
but I'm just saying
Hang
we
on a
were
second.
elite, but
Hang
we
on a
just didn't
second.
get over
Hang
the
on a
line.
second. Hang on a second. I think Jordan here, mate, you have just smashed the nail straight on the fucking head. That's like me being with 7 women in 7 days, great stats, but it didn't lead to a fucking relationship. Not that I wasn't interested in. Mate,
It's
you
not
just
a-
smashed it.
But it's not just about stats, right? I'm reeling off the stats, but I'm saying they
But
are
stats
elite.
are history, aren't they, Ellie? Stats are history, isn't they?
Yeah, of course, but it's elite. What Poch did was elite. He just didn't bloody win it. It was unlucky. In my
And I thought
eyes,
football was about winning things.
+6. Of course it is. I'm just saying that it is
So-
elite. That is elite stats in any season. There's no team now that are doing that. Even Man City didn't have elite stats like that. It's just a shame, isn't it, that he didn't win anything?
It is a shame.
It's a
at the end
crying
of the day.
shame, to tell you the truth.
So, right. So, where I'm going to go to now, before we end this and that, yeah? Our next team is against them dirty bastards up the road, yeah?
Yeah.
Now,
like the way you put that.
I think in this aspect, he's got a bit of no one's really expecting him to win. And as all he's got to really do is get this team out there to look like it wants to do something, yeah, to look like it wants to play. Because that first time we played against Arsenal was the most pathetic game I've seen us play against them for a long time. Those players went out there with about as much. They went out with like bollocks, like they just had them cut off like someone who wants to be a fucking woman.
Whimpering fucking dogs, basically.
You know what I'm saying in that, yeah? You could have called them a bunch of trans men players in that aspect. It was absolutely pathetic. And when it comes down to it, we at least just need him to bring these players out to look like they have a pair on them, that look like they want to fucking get stuck into a game. And even if we get done 3-0, he will still get that bit of credit for the fact that they got stuck into a game. And then it's what happens after that. But he's got to get these players hyped up for this game against Arsenal. What do you think this is?
Dan, with that exact statement you've just said, do you realise that's where we are as a club now? Our fans are just happy with our players putting in some fucking effort. Think about it for a second. That's where we are as a club right now. We don't complain when our players look like they give a shit for fucking 90 minutes. Unfucking-leavable. No words. No
I mean,
words.
Alex, where do you think this is going, mate? Where do you think this is what we got to do with Arsenal?
I've got no idea whether we're going to win against Arsenal at the moment.
What have we got to do?
What we got to do?
Pray?
No, I don't think it's to that point. I just think at the moment, it depends on how he gets the best, motivates the players and what tactics he does and stuff. I mean, one thing I will say is, Arsenal are going to have a few games before then. And we're going to have how many days off? I think we're going to have the whole week off.
They've got an FA Cup game, haven't they?
And I've got a Premier League game as well on the Wednesday. So, honestly, Dan, at the moment, I can't. I don't know, because I don't really know about Igor Tudor at the moment. You know what I mean? So I don't really know too much about him to really. And I've looked at him. I've looked at what he does, because it's quite prevalent on social media. But I just don't know how this is going to work out, because I don't know Igor Tudor as well to make my judgment on whether he will do what he does, what he's going to do to counter Arsenal, and whether he's going to be, because he might be experienced manager, but he's not experienced in the Premier League, though. You know what I mean? And he's going into a situation where we need points at the moment. You know what I mean? I normally can think of an answer, but because I've done a little bit of research, but even those doing the research and stuff, he's going into a situation where we're fighting relegation at the moment. So I can't really call. And the thing is, as well is that we don't even know who he's going to really rely on so much, as a coach, because he's only going to come in on Monday. Well, it looks like it's going to come in on Monday, right? He's going to have a week with the players, which, okay, a lot of other teams wouldn't have a week with the players. Arsenal are going to have 2 games, before.
That ain't going to do him no favours, is it?
Exactly. So it's very, very difficult to call at the moment, Dan. I mean, I would say at the moment it does feel like it's a little bit too late at the moment for me. But again, I can't.
It's 2 days after. It's 2 days after Frank was sacked.
No. But I'm just saying. But the decision been made now.
Oh, right. The decision to get rid of Frank now, basically. They should have done it earlier. All right. Okay, I get you.
With the amount of players we've got now available, right?
We should have done it in January, basically.
Yeah, I think this is where I have my my cushion. But then in saying that, he's worked with Mawani. He's worked with Mawani in the past, hasn't he?
Yes, and he got very good out of Mawani as well at Juventus in his second.
Yeah, and I think there's I think he's worked with somebody else as well, which I can't remember as well.
He was a very good player on his day as well, in my opinion. He was a good player. He was aggressive.
But it's not that I'm trying to duck the answer, Dan, but I felt like this after Thomas Frank got sacked as well. I don't know how this works out at the moment, because I just think we've been so inconsistent. The injuries, which I'm not making excuses for, but it's going to be a problem now, isn't it? And but one thing I will say though, if Arsenal carry on their trajectory in terms of not buckling under pressure, and I'm not talking about the FA Cup because they should really get through against Wigan. If they do buckle under the pressure against the Wolves and they go into that game a bit bruised a little bit, we could get a result. It's at home, so and it will be his first game.
Alex, do you know much about him?
All I know is that he plays 3 at the back.
Can I give you a quick rundown on what we're getting? Okay, admittedly, he helped keep 2 clubs up. Fine, he got 1 club to third in the table in France. What he did do is single-handedly give Juventus their worst run of form since 2009. His last 8 games were 4 losses, 4 draws.
But still got
He
hold
on. He single-handedly bottled Galatasaray's. So Galatasaray, when he was in charge, had won 9 league titles in a row. They fired him because they brought him in for the 10th and he was bottling it. So they sacked him.
Gave Marseille their best point structure in 10 years.
I think he's a rich man's Stellini. That's what I think.
Got Juventus to the Champions League, which was actually his job, even though he went about 8 or 9. I think it was about 10 games before the end of the season, whatever. And that, I don't think anyone's suggesting that this is a great idea. And that I think a lot of people are shocked by it, but you can blatantly see he's a short-term manager, and nearly every team, from what I've checked up on the stats, the first few games he's actually got something out of them. And what we need at the moment is a fucking honeymoon period.
Yeah, we do.
Is Arsenal the right game to start that on, though?
That's the question I've got.
He's got no choice now.
Well, no,
That's what it is. It is what it is.
What do you reckon? Here's the question I've got for everyone then, yeah? Do you think that we should have kept Ange till the Arsenal game, let him get blatantly done so hard that he walks off the pitch like John Wayne, and then get rid of him and get the next person in? Or get the next person in before the Arsenal game with the slightest hope that we can do them or get a draw out of it and get some hype out of it and go on to the next one? What do you reckon we should have done? Should we have kept him until after the Arsenal game or sacked him when we have? I mean, I think we should have sacked him earlier, but either way,
we've done the right thing. I think we've done the right thing by getting rid of him. That Newcastle game was toxic, turgid, and the players weren't doing it right. And I just think, right, so let's look at the evidence, right? Arsenal are a better footballing team than us, right? Right. I'm going to quote the great Brian Clough. Right, he said that I've got the best team on paper, but unfortunately, football's not played on paper; it's played on grass. Right. So I love that quote because when we go on that pitch, it's 11 against 11, right? Their 11 are more technically better than ours, right? So we've got to go some extra yards, run harder, try and fight for every ball, right? And get in their faces and put them off their game, right? And then, because we've got players who can hurt them, right? On their day, we've got players who can hurt them, right? So we've got to play our best game in terms of nullifying their superior football and playing the way we can play when we're on form, right? Then we've got a chance. We have got a chance, but I'd say 70% they're going to win, 30% will get a draw. No, 20% will get a draw, 10% we're going to win. So we're already on a downer, all right? But if we play to our strengths and nullify them, we've got a chance. We've got a chance of getting at least a draw. And I think with the crowd's going to be up for it, because North London derbies, we're up for it anyway, regardless of how we are in the table, high or low or middle, wherever we are, we're going to cheer on our team, right? And also, don't give them any corners, please, because they're Stoke City FC.
No, what you want is someone like Stoke to play against Arsenal, because I used to love it when Stoke and Bolton played Arsenal, yeah, because every time they played Arsenal, they knew they was getting beaten, but they used to go for their fucking kneecaps, like, all right, mate, you're going to do us 3-0, but you're going to come off with 3 players with no fucking kneecaps, mate. And that is the way I used to love watching a Stoke City, like Stoke against Arsenal or Bolton against Arsenal, because every time they came off that pitch, Arsenal won the game, but they used to come off broken. Because that was the difference. Yeah, because they went in there like, well, do you know what? Fuck it. You might do us at the football, but we're going to break your fucking legs and ruin your season. And they done that enough times. And just a quick thing to Lisa Davis. It's appreciated. Thanks a lot.
Lisa.
If you want to come on here, you've got my Life's a Pitch at Spurs. You've got my email after this. If you send me the email, you're more than welcome to come on here at any time. Same as anybody else. Anyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Can I ask you guys a very quick question, if that's okay?
Can I answer the
Yeah,
other
we love
question
your-
first, please,
we love-
Benji?
we love your questions,
You're gonna
like
be
it.
quiet.
You're gonna like it.
I live
You're
for
gonna like
them.
it. You're gonna-
Hold up a second. I've not even answered the other bloody question yet. What is this?
No, sorry.
It's,
Do you know
it's
what?
called,
I
it's
just
called
thought.
life, Mia. It's called life.
Listen, sorry. Given our current circumstances, does anybody fancy a quick laugh?
Yes.
I'm
I'm gonna.
looking at your face, and I mean, sorry. Did I say that
I
loud?
love you, Mia. You're so fucking funny.
He loves me, really. I'm going to show you a quick image. Ready? Here
Oh,
we
God.
go.
Yeah, get a room.
If this doesn't reflect a before and after image of a divorce, I don't know what fucking does. Would you take a look at that?
No. Do you know what that is, Ben? Yeah. Take that off. Do you know what that is? And this is what you've still got to learn. Yeah. That is what having a daughter does to you. I've got a 20-year-old daughter, and she fucked me over, mate. When it comes to that, yeah.
Mate.
Your daughter's only about 6 years old, mate.
Oh.
You've got the time to come, mate. You are going to come out of this crippled.
Mate.
Trust me.
Oh,
Women,
mate, don't.
daughters have that effect on you, but that's a
Don't.
different side of life.
Well, anyway, sorry, me. I did stop you from saying something. Sorry. Go on. I just thought.
Well, you did actually. You did actually. So you should.
It was
apologise.
worth it. It was kind of funny.
Right.
Come on. Go on, Mia. Truth and style.
Well, I do think that I think they did the right thing by sacking Frank when they did. I think they should have definitely done it sooner, but that's by the by. I don't think that this Arsenal game is really one that we're going to look at and think we have to win it. But I do think that it's a bit of the unknown, because don't forget, Arteta doesn't know him. So if he comes in and actually does a bit of homework and sees, if you play football against Arsenal, they don't actually like it. They don't like it when you play football against them. So if we manage to play a little bit of football against them, I think they'll poop their pants, because you saw what they were against Brentford. Like,
I know.
they couldn't handle it. So then they've got squeaky bum time now, because they're really, the points are getting closer with them and City. So they've got a lot more pressure on them, where we haven't actually got pressure on us, as in we don't think we're going to win this game anyway. So it's a little bit of like the players can go out maybe and play a bit more with a bit more freedom. So you never know what might happen in a game of football. I think we're going to lose it, but I do think we'll give them a game a bit more than what we saw when Frank set us up to literally not even play football. I want to see us playing football. I want to see us actually having a plan and playing to attack to try and win a game. If we lost, if Joe, in the past, we've been crap. We've been crap in the 90s, and we always gave them wankers a game. We always gave them a game, even when we were crap. And that's what I want to see. I want to see us, even if we lose 2-3, 4-3, I don't care, man. I just want to see us playing bloody football. That's what I want us to see.
Yeah, let's go and beat the wankers. Come on.
So, are any of you, do any of you hold a small hope that we can actually get a result?
I think we can get a result if we play to our strengths and we nullify their strengths, because they're a very good passing team. If you break up that passing mode, because they're very patient, Arsenal, right? You watch them. They play a lot of side to side, side to side football, right? They do. They wear you down, right? So we've got to nullify that bit to get into them, right, and stop them doing that, right, and then just hit them on the attack, because we've got pace in our team. We have, right, but obviously Xavi's got to step up to the mark as well, because he can make things happen. The boy, on his day, we've seen it. He's been excellent. And that goal he scored against Brentford at White Lane was fabulous, wasn't it? When he ran from the halfway line and just bash it. We've got to see more of that from him, right? And obviously Solanke's got to step up to the mark as well, because he's been playing well, but you can see the boy is not match fit yet. So he's getting there, but he's not quite there yet. He's running out of steam after 70 minutes. Yeah, let's see what happens anyway. It'll be a very interesting game, and there's a bit of the unknown, as you guys have said.
Do you know what? No, to be fair, look, I can kind of understand what you're getting at. I mean, just this once, and I love your opinions, guys. I really do. But this one time, I'm going to say, I think anyone who thinks we got a chance against Arsenal is batshit crazy. And wherever you're buying them little bowls of copium from, I'd like to go and buy some.
No. I think honestly, the way the football world works, yeah, it's a strange old place, same as life. It's just a strange old world out there that we live in these days. I think, okay, there's a bit of hopium in it, don't get me wrong, yeah, but I think we can get a dirty, and I mean a filthy tool out of this, yeah. And the reason why is because, yes, Spurs are fighting to stay up. But if we lose this game, it's not the end of the world, yeah? Because West Ham are still behind us and everything else and that, yeah? Arsenal, they can't afford to lose this game or even draw it in any means or manner. At this moment in time, Tottenham is the team you want to play against. We are probably the most pathetic team in the league at the moment. We've only got about 12 people fit for the fucking team. 3 of them are goalkeepers, yeah. We've just got a new manager in there, like part-time manager that most people ain't heard of and that, yeah. We're fucking 16th in the league. We are fucked in every single anal position you can get it at. If Arsenal don't go and do this, yeah, they are gonna get absolutely fucking grilled. This could fuck their season up in such a way. And over the past 6 or 7 years, I don't know if people agree with it, but I think Arsenal have been the biggest bottle jobs out there. They should have at least had that league once in the past 6 years, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
They've got basically, bar a player or two, they've got their full team out there. They've got the manager that's been with them. They've got the billions that's been spent on them. They're probably the best team in the country, best club in the country at the moment with everything they've got on them at the moment, yeah? The squad-wise they've got at the moment is even, dare I say it, better than Man City and fucking Liverpool at the moment and everything. Everything is in their favour. If those fucking pricks fuck this up, yeah, the pressure is on them 1,000,000%. And as far as I'm concerned, really, there is no pressure on Spurs here, because if we get done 3-0, we're going to sit there and say, what else did you expect? Did you really expect us to get a draw or win this? What's the matter, mate? Have you been sniffing too much? Have you been smoking too much? Have you been on it too hard? And that's what the whole football world is going to look at it. If Arsenal go and fuck this one up by even getting a draw out of it, yeah, they are going to get absolutely destroyed out there. And the pressure on them, as long as Man City keep it up with him, whereas Arsenal have got a game in hand, is going to start getting hard. And when it comes down to the pressure, when they've been in front, Arsenal have bottled it hard for about
What are you saying, Dan? Are you saying are people starting to doubt them? Are you starting to think that they'll bottle it?
I think
if you are, the doctor will see you now.
Fair enough. But I think from what I've seen in the football world, I don't know why. Don't get me wrong, we'll probably lose it, but I just think we can get this dirty 2-2 draw out of this, because everything.
Are we playing make believe now?
No.
I'm a special little fairy gummy bear.
I have seen stranger things happen in football in fucking 45 years. Yeah. In this aspect, the fact that everything is in Arsenal's favour, there is not one thing in Spurs' favour. Yeah. It has just got it written on it, and the way they've bottled it over the past few fucking years, it has got it written in it. Where the pressure is so much on Arsenal, it's not on Spurs. The pressure is 1,000,000% on Arsenal.
And we know what they do.
And
exactly. They cannot afford to bottle this in any means or manner.
And think about it. They've still got.
It's not that I don't trust. It's not that I don't trust Arsenal to bottle it. I just don't trust our players, our club, to do something about it to help that along. That's my problem. These guys haven't given a shit for 2 years. Come on.
I agree.
It's not suddenly going to change now because the
Messiah fucking. Go on, Mia.
What I was going to say about Arsenal is that don't forget they've got to play City at home, so they already could be, that point gap could be even closer. Like that, I think mentally they're starting to struggle. I'm not saying that we are going to do. I don't think we're going to get 3 points. But what Dan's saying, it makes sense. It's exactly what I sort of was saying. The pressure is all on them. The pressure, all of that is on their head top. It ain't on ours. And then sometimes with that pressure comes panic, because you can see yesterday they weren't calm on the ball. They were actually a bit more panicked. They're a bit more like they weren't as calm with stuff, man, because they know this means a lot by dropping a point. When they scored, Brentford was on them, man. They should have lost that game.
They should have won that game.
They
should have won. They deserve to win.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's the thing, though. Because when pressure goes on to you like that, and they're not used to having that pressure, they've had it quite easy in the league so far. That pressure's now, you can see, is actually starting to get to them. So you don't know if we score and then like that pressure on that team mentally. I don't know if they're strong enough mentally to actually cope.
We're talking about a club that's 7th, though. We're talking about a club that's on the up. They've had a fantastic season and are playing out of their skin, really and truly. Because after Frank left, we all thought they'd fucking probably go down. Let's be real. Brentford are a very different animal to Tottenham Hotspur.
They play for each other, Brentford. They play as a team.
They do.
They put in 100% every part of the pitch. And one thing I want to say as well, right? Arteta is their nemesis, right? He panics so much on the sideline, and that stress goes to the players, right? Because you can see it, right? It happened every season. You see Arteta lose his shit, right? And he's not calm. He's not cool, calm and collected, the man, right? And that portrays to the players. And when it gets to the nitty gritty, they start bottling it. And he's got a lot to do with that.
Ben, the way you got to look at it, mate, is when you've been with someone 10 years, you can last 45 minutes, fucking 75 minutes, 90 minutes. You go and pull that fresh one that you're like, fucking hell, mate. That's how.
What do you mean last? What do you mean last? Oh, last.
You know exactly what I mean.
45 minutes, 75 minutes. You fucking
you know
mad?
what I'm saying, yeah. What I'm saying is, and then you go with that fresh one that is bang. Well, either way, if you want to call it 15, that's down to you, mate. I'm only speaking for myself.
I've been with my missus fucking 7 years, mate.
But then when you go with that fresh one that you've pulled, and you know you got to pull your fucking strings, mate. The pressure is on you. The pressure is on you big time. Now all of a sudden it's like, hang on a minute, I've got to do my job here, and now the pressure is on you to fucking last the momentum as such. Yeah. The point is, Arsenal have bottled it every fucking time. And the pressure is on them in every means and manner. In that football world, who is even expecting Spurs to get a point? Spurs is the team you want to play at the moment.
You are delusional if you think we're getting anything out of this game. I'm sorry.
I don't think we're not going to win it. No, but it just would not surprise me if we managed to scrape a dirty, filthy, horrible draw.
So you think we'll be good Spursy for once rather than bad?
No. What I'm saying is, you don't have to play good to win a game.
No.
You don't. How many
but
teams
Arsenal don't play good and they still win games.
Yeah, and then they go and play a game. And how many times now? I think I can count 5 times that they've been clear enough to get fucking like up to 12 to 15 points. They should be over City, where City have fucked it up, and they're still only about 4 points. 4 points clear of them?
4 points,
5 points? Yeah.
4 points.
Whereas really, if we're going to be technical here, Arsenal should be about 10, 12 points clear on this fucking table. Do we agree on this?
They've drawn so many games that they should have won.
Every time, yeah?
They didn't deserve to beat Brentford. Brentford deserved to win. But the other games, they could have easily won them. And they
do the rest of you get where I'm coming from here on the pressure side? I'm not saying I think we'll win it. If we draw it, it's going to be a miracle on its own. But the way the football world works, there is so much fucking pressure on them. No pressure on us. Because if we lose this, okay, we've still got Fulham, we've still got other games to keep us up and that, yeah? And we can still rely on West Ham to fucking up and everything else. Man City always seem to step into gear when it comes to March. If you look over the past 4 or 5 seasons, Arsenal always seem to fall apart when it comes to February and March, yeah? We're at that period now. And if any time they fucked it up, this is not the time for them to fuck it up, because this is the team they should come out at home and totally walk over us and do us 5-0 without a problem in the world.
But
that actually puts more pressure on that fucking team.
Arsenal
I think
traditionally,
we're
the
going to get
last
a
10
dirty
games,
I
story.
they
get your
start
point. I
bottling
get
it.
you. No, I get your point, guys. I do. I see what you're trying to say, but you know, I did someone in chat a minute ago saying, Benji, you clearly didn't watch the Brentford game. I really did. It was a great game, and Brentford deserved to win. In the last 15 minutes, they were so close
A
multiple
really good
times.
game.
But we aren't Brentford, and I know that alone sounds batshit crazy. We're not Brentford. We've got players that do not give a shit.
Yeah, but they didn't give a shit because of the managers, Benji. That's
Yeah.
different now. Right? I think they didn't give a shit
Crap
because our manager
football.
was so shocking. He
Telling them
couldn't
to
get
stay
them
on the bloody
motivated.
halfway line.
He set them up not to play games of football. He set us up not to lose. He was more worried about the opponents than he was us and what we can get
Yes.
the best out of our players, man. I
but
don't
Mia,
believe.
And
Go on.
Ange was the complete
No,
opposite,
Alex
and we
has been
still
quiet
lost
for a
22
while.
games in the Premier
Ben,
League.
hold up. Alex has been quiet for ages, man. Let him talk.
No.
Go on,
I'm just saying that I understand the point about the manager not playing because I mean it's right. You're right because points per game is worse than all the managers we've had in the past. Even Ange, that I still stick by what I say. I don't care what anybody says to me. Yeah, I gave him credit because he proved me wrong, but yeah, I couldn't stand him. But I still think the players are not as good as what people think. I don't rate most of this squad. I don't rate most of this squad. Even though maybe you might have said with Ange they could have been coached a little bit better, maybe. But at the same time, I've never rated Alderbear. I've never rated Tell. Paulinho is a good player. Okay, cool. You could do better with him, but yeah, I think most of this score, especially the forward line, I do not rate at all. To be honest with you,
No,
I
I
think
don't
we've
think
got a
anyone does.
forward line.
Alex.
Solanke. We haven't
Oh,
got a forward line, really,
yeah.
have
I mean,
we?
but just personally, I just don't rate them at the moment, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment because whether you talk to me and tell me I'm wrong or anything like that, my eyes are just not lying to me anymore with these players. You know what I mean? And I just get very philosophical about it. But I do see your point, though, Mia. He was terrible, but I do think he's a bit of a hiding to nothing Igor Tudor because he's only got 12 fit players. 1, 2. He's going to have to really make them resolute and hard to beat, as well as trying to get the attack going as well, right? And I just don't know if the players are going to be strong enough to take to him. I don't know. I really do not know. But I do hear you about Arsenal. I do hear you about Arsenal because I do think Arsenal are bottling it a little bit. I do think they are. But yeah, that's just my thoughts at the moment.
I mean, in that
I'm
aspect,
down about this.
Alex, I mean, question for you, mate. Do you think that we could be, say, 8 points better off if Frank would have gone into the attitude in a few home games of I want to win this game instead of I don't want to lose this game?
Probably, but
I think that's what fucked him up personally.
I also don't think it helped that he told the players that he can't shoot outside the box. I don't really get that either. You know
that's
what I mean?
He went into the games, I don't want to lose the game.
Yeah,
not that I want to win the game.
It's not that I don't get what Mia's saying. I think Mia's absolutely spot on what she's saying because I mean my eyes wasn't lying to me earlier when he started, and certainly wasn't lying to me towards the end anyway. So it's not that I'm not disagreeing with. I think she's absolutely spot on. It's just that I do think some of these players, and I'm not saying we're going to get world-class players, no, but it's just I've just got to that point now where I just can't do it anymore with some of the players anymore. I just can't do it. I'm just so tired of them now. I really am. And I know we can't get rid of all of them, but I just haven't got I just have not got the energy because they're just not doing it. The only one that's really shown me a little bit, but this shows you that he's not a midfielder, is Archie Gray. But that's not a good standard. That's not a good standard.
No,
let's be honest.
No, he's right. He's okay. Right. He's done well. He's done all right.
He's been okay.
Fair to him.
He's
yes,
been okay.
I think the past
yes,
couple of games he's been okay, but I think Simmons has stood out more than him over the past.
Oh yeah. But Simmons still doesn't stand out for me as somebody who's better than Bloody Madison or Kulusevski. For what they give to the team, You get what
I
I'm
get
saying?
where you're coming from. I get your point.
Yeah.
You got a fair point there. It's just with this game coming up, I don't know why. I just think we can get a dirty, filthy, horrendous little 2-2 draw out of this. And this would fuck them up in every which way but possible, because the odds are so much against us and 100% in their favour. The only odd that we've got in our favour is the fact that everything is in their favour. And that
I do think
that fucks people up. And Arsenal have bottled it year after year after year when they've had it in their favour. I don't know. It's just got a bit of a football thing written on it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a bit hopeful, but
it doesn't really help. It doesn't really help that. Sorry to interrupt. It doesn't really help, but I think there's a lot of Tottenham fans are going to be going into that game. I know how it is. It's a new thing. It's a new manager, and I just think it's going to be. I don't think they realise that. What are we going to be like? You get what I'm saying? I just don't know at the moment. I think that's going to be a tricky atmosphere as well. I think because he's not renowned for attacking style, isn't he? He's a pragmatic manager, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's actually quite an attacking manager. People seem to think when you play three at the back, you're playing defensive football. No, three at the back can actually mean you can play the most attacking football you wish to. Because when you got three at the back, you can push that whole fucking squad forward, basically. The way he plays, the way I see him play at Juventus, was basically hold it up a bit, get the ball, get it forward quick as you can, get it in the fucking back of the net. He plays a very fast, direct, counter-attacking style of football. That was what I saw off of him. He doesn't just sit back like, say, a Mourinho does and hold everything back until he gets the chance, or a Conte used to. He likes his team to, but has the team got the quality to do it? That's a whole different kettle of fish, basically.
Be interested to see it. Like I said, I think it's because I'm going to. Spoiler alert: I am going to the derby. So I mean, it'd be interesting to see what happens. You know what I mean? Because I this one, I just don't know at the moment. I know this was proposed in December with Paratici, but I just don't know. I really don't know, and I think that's where I'm a bit like. I don't know. I don't know whether Tottenham fans are going to take to him, but I don't think it really matters whether they take to him anyway. But I just think we're in that spot at the moment where we're just on the unknown at the moment, especially the fact that we are fighting relegation as well. It's a funny feeling at the moment, Dan. It's just really funny feeling where I just think at the moment we're just so battered. I think you know how I feel, Dan, because I think because of last year we're so battered from last year.
Because of the past 2 years, basically.
Past 2 years. And now this year, where my mindset had just completely, utterly gone, if I'm really honest with you. And now
does anyone know the formation that he plays, by the way, that Tudor?
3-4-2-1.
Oh, okay.
3-4-2-1, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But at the moment, the problem is what formation can Spurs play, because we're fucked literally in every way. But we've got absolutely no wingers whatsoever. So why even try and play a 4-2-3-1 with wingers? Why try? We ain't got it. So at least play with what we could squeeze, maybe a 3 at the back with wing backs if we're lucky. But we've got no wingers, absolutely. So why even try and play with wingers?
I know. I think we're better when we play the ball through the middle and Gallagher and Xavi link up. What I've seen, right? And I think we can play the ball to the edge of the box and have a few bloody shots, because this wing play, like you said, we haven't got any natural wingers. So why are we doing this system? When Kudus comes back, it's different. When Kulu's back, if he ever gets back, it's different, right? And we've got to buy some players next year as well. But I think we're better when we try and play a little bit 1-2s to get transition the ball very quickly through the middle, and hit Arsenal with some really good shots. Because if you shoot, you've got a chance of bloody scoring. We don't do enough of it. We try and overplay it. Get it to the wings too much.
Would any of you
go on, man.
Would any of you guys maybe play Xavi on the left and Sarr in that position. And then because Sarr did
No.
actually take a really good shot from
No.
outside the box, to be fair. I thought he actually did
Yeah.
all right when
He's
he did.
got a good shot on him.
Yeah, he has
If
got a good shot
anything,
with him.
if anything, if it had to be like that, I'd rather put Sarr next to Paulinho in midfield and put Gallagher as the number 10 because Gallagher's actually done all
Okay,
right.
yeah. We could. What I
Time.
mean, there is probably a way if we could get Xavi, at least he's a more of a like chance down the wings, if you like. Like we've got a better chance with him playing down the wing.
I get what you're saying. It's an idea. And just Gunner, look, free at the back, look, is defensive. No. Free at the back can be defensive. It can be as defensive as you want, and you can make it 5 at the back. But if you actually watch a bit of European football, and Serie A is my favourite league, I love the way they play, yeah? But that's just me. People don't, majority of people don't like that. I do. Because the Italian league is more tactical than the Premier League. No two ways about it, yeah? Whereas the Premier League overall, whereas you look at the Spanish league, it's quicker. You look at the German league, it's got this and that, but the Premier League's got a bit of everything. Free at the back means you can sit back as tight as you want, but free at the back also means you can hold free at the back and literally chuck every other fucking player on that pitch up the other end of the pitch, yeah? Free at the back ain't always as defensive as people think. It can be, but it can also be an extreme attacking side as well. It's not all down. People just hear free at the back, defense out and out. Well, no, go check up some tactics. Go watch some other European leagues. Go watch some other teams play. You can play free at the back and play some of the most attacking football you want because you're covered with 3 at the back. With 3 at the back, you don't even need a DM basically because your centre mid, your centre defence can come forward and cover that DM role for you and also come back if he has to, yeah? You know, check up the tactics a bit, mate, before you just say it's out and out defensive. I know it sounds defensive, but if you actually watch other leagues, 3 at the back can be extremely attacking as well.
Pochettino did it in his early, I think his second season, I think it was, or third. And he played Alderweireld, I think, Tongan, and I think it was somebody else, maybe Sanchez at the time. I can't remember.
Yeah. Kept watching Sanchez and Dyer. He kept swapping them.
Do you know what?
Dyer. That was it. Dyer. That was it.
I think the way you beat Arsenal was flooding that midfield because that's truly where they are dangerous.
Zubimendi is going to be dangerous. He's the man you've got to watch out for.
For sure. Can I just say?
Rice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Listen, he's 100 million.
Rice is their best player.
Can I just say, big up to Boss Man, by the way. We've got a lonely Arsenal brother coming into a Spurs chat, giving it large all night, bless him. And he's gone against it. You know what? I salute you, sir, because you're fucking crazy. Good for you. God damn.
I don't agree with him that Arteta's better looking than all of our managers because we had AVB and we've got Poch. Poch is better looking than Arteta by far.
No, come on.
Yes, he is. Arteta, I don't like his look. This is a woman's point of view.
And he doesn't dye his hair whatsoever.
And AVB was gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll second that. AVB was really nice.
Gorgeous.
I'll take the women's word for it. At the end of the day, whatever turns you on at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Oh, good.
Poch the slim years.
All I can say is if Bossman's got such a thing for Arteta, then you know what I mean. You can kiss your poster like tonight. You can kiss it tonight, and you know do what you got to do in it, man.
Exactly. Whatever turns you on at the end of the day.
What are you talking about, Scott? You're saying.
What I'm saying is, Ben, whatever turns you on at the end of the day, I've got no problems with no one. If a man likes a woman, if a man likes a man, if a man likes a fucking Ben, if a man likes a fucking unicorn, you know the way the world is these days. Whatever turns you on,
yeah, whoever you love, it doesn't matter.
Exactly, mate. If you enjoy walking like John Wayne, whatever turns you on, fella. So with that one, last question I'm going to ask is, what is the score going to be with Arsenal? I'm going to say 2-2.
I'm going to go 4-0. I've come down 1 goal.
Oh, fucking hell. Go on, Ellen.
Oh, God. I'm going to go...
And come on, people in the chat, what's the score going to be?
I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs.
Oh, fucking hell, Ellie.
Come on, you Spurs.
Fair play.
Get in.
Go on, Mia.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Desmond 2-2.
Desmond.
Proper dirty 2-2 as well, isn't it? It's going to be filthy.
Yeah,
it's going to be
real
disgusting. Isn't it?
Mine's going to be a dirty 2-1.
Okay. Nothing wrong with liking it dirty. Nothing wrong with that. Alex?
That's true.
You know these Greek girls, mate. You know these Greek girls. Calm them down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2-0 Arsenal. 2-0 Arsenal. It's not that I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm a Tottenham fan, but at the end of the day, I just don't see it at the moment. I just don't see it. I don't see it at the moment, and I am going to the game as well. So I mean,
what is it? It's at Arsenal, isn't it?
No, it's at Tottenham. Is
it Tottenham? Oh shit, I got that wrong. No, it is at Spurs, isn't it? Yeah.
So
it's at Spurs.
That puts it against us. The way we've been at home, that's something against us as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'll tell you what, that Scott Amos, he's an enthusiastic young man. I can tell you that much. He's like my positive side or something. Holy shit! Here's Scott, because I'm fucking sick of reading this now. Could you explain to me why we should be positive, please? Just one thing would be great. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Can I just come back to one comment? It's not I care about comments, but Canal says Alex has no hope. I'm worried for him. And by the way, Kamal, it's not that I haven't got no hope. No, I haven't. I've got hope in life. I'm a bit depressed because I'm looking at people in Trinidad and Tobago at the moment because there's a carnival down there. And to be honest with you, I'd rather be down there right now, but obviously money-wise, it's not going to happen right now. But,
he's just replied, because of Tudor, he don't even know who that is. I guarantee it.
This is what deluded Tottenham fans do these days. But the point is, though, Benji, you need to learn. Learn from the main event. That's how you do it. But it's not that I haven't got no hope in life. No, it's I've got hope in life all the time. You always have to be positive in life, because life's too short. Yeah, the camera's gone right in your face right now. Look. So you got the main event's face right in your face, in front of your face right now, right? But Tottenham Hotspur, no, right? Done it too many years. I've seen it how many times, and it's not happening again. Yeah, because like I said before, right? It's like the song goes, back to life, back to reality every single time.
God, I think there's a cat down the road that just started screaming, Alex, that you're singing.
Oh yeah, and about Greek women, Benji and Dan and Alex, right?
That was a joke.
We're like lambs in the kitchen, but we're like tigers in the bedroom.
I'm well aware. You look are, I'm not going to say anything else because I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. So I'm just.
It's true, isn't it, Mia?
So you're basically.
If I speak, I'm going to quote Jose. If I speak, I'll be in big trouble. Big trouble.
Respect.
So you're basically saying you two that you'd eat Alex alive.
I don't know. We'll have to try him out, won't we?
Oh, good hell.
Oh dear, I don't know where that was going. Where's that going, Dan? Where's that going?
Maybe
it is Valentine's tomorrow.
You know,
we've got 14 minutes time, and it's Valentine's Day.
Ellie,
it's what?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
It's Valentine's tomorrow.
That is how you lose. Yeah, I think Ben's up shit street now.
I hope the fucking petrol station's open, let me tell you.
The petrol station ain't going to do you fucking much, is it? Because the cards you get out of there cost you about
I'll get those raggedy bunch of flowers.
No, Ben, there's an easy way around it. What you go and do, you go and tell your missus it's 2026 for fuck's sake. Who goes and gets cards that damage trees and everything? and you go send them a fucking message on WhatsApp. It does the job.
Hey, chicken, fuck off. I bought her a car for Christmas. She ain't getting nothing for the rest of the year, mate. Dumb.
So romantic.
I think I just heard her move, actually. I better stay quiet. I mean,
romance is dead.
That's what they do say, chivalry is dead these days. But do you know what? If you want to get to that one, Ellie, you've only got fucking the modern day feminist women to thank for that one.
My niece is just laughed.
Don't ride this train. Please don't ride this train. Because I know where that's going. And Please don't get on that train. Just nod and carry on.
I'm going to leave it at that because I must admit, after what I've tried, I'm feeling half cut at the moment. So I'm going to have to go take my medication as well. And that's going to fucking ruin me.
Good time to end the show, Dan, when we talk about Valentine's, isn't it? Very good time to end the show, isn't it?
Yeah, and everybody's looking forward to seeing the outro because your intro is fantastic. Honestly.
Again, you can thank Benji for that. He sorted that out. As all I did was send him a couple of pictures
Brilliant,
to work with it as
Benji.
well, and
Thank
then
you.
also
Stunning.
I know.
And
Do you know what,
that's
to be
also
fair,
put some
I'm
music
over the
on that.
moon. So many people have liked it. I wasn't expecting that. If I'm honest, to be fair, I wasn't even expecting Dan to like it. So I'm pleased everyone thinks it's decent. So.
Well, no. Do you know what the funny thing was? Yeah, the funny thing was he sent
Go
me
on,
about
tell him.
30 seconds of it, and that I nudged my wife, and I said, "That's actually pretty fucking good." She's like, "I know." I said, "Watch." Phoned him up. He said to me, "Like, you like it?" I said, "What the fuck is that, mate? What are you doing?" You literally heard him break. And what I mean by break, if anyone's watched Simpsons over the years, that scene where Lisa Simpson tells the police officer's boy that she's not interested in that, like, snap. He was like, "What?" I'm like, "Nah, mate, that's too dark for me." He's like, "I've just done that." And Ralph Wiggum, that's the one. You don't like that. I must admit, I played him for about fucking 5 minutes on it, and my wife said to me, "Oh, Dan, stop being such a cunt all your life." Like, sort of.
It took me 2 days to do it. I got shot down. I was like, But then, to be fair, this is the thing though. When he said to me, "Ben, it's too dark," I did clock on a bit because I was like, "That's kind of your thing." Like, I don't know, but
yeah.
no,
Dan,
I'm trying to say.
I think it's a bit late for you because you've been to see you next Tuesday all your life. I don't think you're going to change now.
Oh no, that's more of a fucking
right.
prick, and that's what I choose to be like, and I enjoy it because that's where the fun is. Who enjoys being just a fucking normal, level-headed, fucking easygoing person? I don't want a fucking boring life. I want to be a fucking prick because I enjoy being a fucking prick because it winds people up, and
Yeah,
there we
true.
go. And there's plenty of people that I've wound up on here just by being a fucking prick, and I find it amusing. But
Benji more like fucking Barney.
Dan, like, I respect you, right? I respect you because one thing I like about you, a lot of things I like about you, but I like the way when you send me stuff for approval. I love that because I'm thinking you respect my opinion as well, which is nice because a lot of fellas in this YouTube world, we're sort of isolated, us women, right? So it's like me and Mia, Kate, and there's not many others in the Spurs community who come on, right? So it's nice that you do that, and I do respect you for it, and I'll always love you anyway, Dan, because you're my type of bloke. You're straight talking, straight.
Careful,
Beth,
my wife's watching.
Beth, this is not a pull on Dan. This is because I
think Beth would be
respect him.
glad to get rid of you, Dan, to be fair.
Yeah, I respect you because you talk straight, and you don't mix your words. You just say it as it is,
But a lot of people just can't handle that shit these days.
Well,
do you know what? At the end
that's
of the
their
day,
fault,
as far as
not
I'm
yours.
concerned, anyone is entitled on here to have their opinion. If their opinion's a bit fruity, okay, that's their choice at the end of the day, yeah? I ain't going to belittle you because you got a different opinion unless you go and tell me that fucking, I don't know, that fucking, you go and tell me that Solanke is better than Messi, better than Messi, then I'm gonna start telling you, like, mate, you want to stay off that fucking gear, basically. At the end of the day. But at the end of the day, each to their own. Whatever turns you on. If you like unicorns, be what you want, mate. But don't expect me to agree that you're a fucking lamppost. We know what the world does these days. So what I'm going to say is thank you for everybody for watching. It's been appreciated. Enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you, Ellie, for Eugene coming on.
Brilliant.
Mia, Ellie, Alex, great guests as always. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Magic.
And let's hope we do those
us.
dirty little pricks and end their fucking season.
Come
and thank
on,
you,
you
everybody,
Spurs.
for watching.
Yeah, and everyone, also thank you. Listen, I've seen your chat all night, guys. You've been absolutely fantastic, and thanks for sticking with us. So, top
anyway,
nice.
Good night, everyone. And in 8 minutes' time, I hope everyone's got their Valentine's cards. Well, for each their own. Look, just take it as the hint. If you can't fucking get the Valentine's card, just do it over fucking WhatsApp with a nice picture that you got off of ChatGPT and tell them we're in 2026. Come on, get your shit together.
Saving the world.
and then you can argue your point, and it's all about that you love trees. You don't want to damage trees. You don't want to damage life as such. It's like when
because they're living, they're alive, and
exactly.
I don't want to see them get hurt.
You know what? When you say about all that, yeah, I mean, I must admit, I ain't gonna go into that shit, yeah. But if I was ever sitting in there having a meal with my missus, and I get some fucking dickhead come in there with a bunch of others and that talking, do you murder animals and you eat animals and that, I'll be like,
yes,
if you don't fuck off and let me eat my fucking dinner, I'm gonna murder you and eat you, you prick. Now fuck off. And you know, that would really piss me right off. But anyway, good night, people. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves.
Gotta go hella big, had to party back on